good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you listen to this. This is Matthew Bailey alongside my critique and partner in crime, Ricardo Medina.
Hello.
And this is season 3, I was going to say season 1, season 3, episode 1 of Bears, Beats and Bailey. Yeah, so this is a brand new year, 2017, as we all know. So yeah, brand new season. And just lots of things to look forward to this year, man.
Right.
And we're going to get into, some upcoming movies and TV shows and games that we're looking forward to.
Right.
And we're going to do our traditional movie reviews as well, too. In this case, in today's episode, we're going to talk about movies that, unfortunately, we did not get to see in 2016 because, the powers that be down here in good old Trinidad and Tobago decided, we can't see those shows right now. We could watch Rogue One and these kind of things. So, we have to talk about the 2016 movies that will be getting a lot of buzz, with this Oscar season coming up. Was actually going to start pretty much later this month, leading up to the end of February.
Right.
So 4 shows in particular we're going to talk about. First one is Loving, which is the latest movie from director Jeff Nichols.
Right.
American Honey, which is a pretty much modern road movie, a slice of Americana life and whatnot. The third movie we're going to talk about is Moonlight, a movie that we have been dying to see since last year. Unfortunately, we got to see it thanks to the good folks at Studio Film Club. Guys, thank you so much for getting this movie down here for us to see. And finally, we're going to talk about the much-awaited movie. When I say much-awaited, I mean one that we've wanted to see since it was released theatrically in the States in November, I believe.
Right.
Of course, I'm talking about Mel Gibson's war epic, Hacksaw Ridge.
Right.
But before I get into that, just want to do like a quick little plug here for a minute.
Right.
So my critique and partner in crime, Ricardo Medina, has been, more or less leading me on. I don't want to say harassing or bothering. I don't want to say that. That's wrong. Has been,
molesting.
Has been persuading me for the longest while to do a Patreon, to do my own Patreon account.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't know if people care. I'm not sure. I'm too lazy.
Don't worry.
But, I just decided to get off my lazy ass and just do it. Because it's 2017 and fuck it, let me just start off fresh and strong.
Nice.
So, I'm just going to run through quickly what it's about, just what the rewards are.
Right.
Right. So, yes, I have my own Patreon account. And the idea with this is that, the more money I get, the more I'll be able to do, the audio reviews here, through the podcast here, my video review series, What's It Seen, and also my written reviews, which honestly I haven't done in a long while. I've always wanted to get back into. Last year was just, a lot of ups and downs. So I didn't really get around to doing that much written reviews. Well, apart from the hip-hop reviews that I did, the hip-hop album reviews that I did last year.
Right.
Yeah, so, with the written reviews, I just really want to get back into, writing about the obscure, rare, classic movies as well, too. Stuff that, I have, I've been reading over the years from, critics such as Roger Ebert and Richard Roeper and those guys. So I'm just gonna run through quickly the rewards quickly. Cool. Right. So the first one is new releases. So that's gonna be $1 or more per month. So the idea is that you get to choose which upcoming movie I review. Nice. So keeping in mind that the movie must be scheduled for release within the current year.
Right.
So in case, let's say for example, War of the Planet of the Apes. So that's coming up, I believe it's in June or July.
Okay.
So once I know that, then, okay, I could, prepare myself to see the film. And, in addition, I would need to know about it. I would need to know what film you want me to review at least 1 week in advance. So about a week to about a month in advance. So I don't want, like, when the movie comes out itself, like, Hacksaw Ridge is currently in theaters right now. So you're not going to say, review Hacksaw Ridge when it's already out. Right. I would need to know in advance, okay, which show is coming up that you want me to review, and then I can touch on that. So that's the $1 one. That's the $1 level, sorry. So the $5 level, I called it previous releases. I may change the title to it, but right now that's what I came up with. So the idea is that you get to pick a movie that was released 1 to 9 years prior to the current year for me to review. Okay. So in other words, now it's 2017, so I could cover a movie which came out in 2016 and 9 years or roughly 8 years prior to that.
Within the last decade.
Yeah, within the last decade, exactly.
Right.
The movie itself must be a commercially available full-length project.
Yeah, okay.
And I cannot review the movie if it hasn't been released on home media or is readily available for download or streaming. So if it's some movie that you saw in a film festival somewhere and it's not available, for viewing online, or you can't buy it on DVD or Blu-ray, then I can't review it. I have to get access to this movie somehow, and if I can't, then I can't review it. Moving on to the $10 level, this is one that I've always wanted to do with the written reviews, and I'm hoping that I get a chance for this. It's called Anniversary. Let me say it. It's called Anniversary Reviews. So this one here is where you get to choose a movie that was released, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on and so forth, blah, 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 prior to the current year for me to review. So case in point, we're now in 2017. So you could have me review a movie that came out 10 years ago, or 15 or 20 or 30. So case in point, we could talk about Titanic, which came out 20 years ago, 1997. Yeah. December 1997, actually, I remember we in Trinidad and Tobago got to see it. We got to see it roughly January of 1988, which was around the time of Oscar season, which was fantastic as well. But yeah. And the idea with this is that it has to be like a highly memorable film, for better or for worse. So it could be a great movie like Titanic, or it could be a shit movie like Batman Robin. Yeah. Something that we could always go back and be like, yeah, that was such shit, but it's a cult classic, none you see. It includes blockbusters, of course, and I could also talk about indie films, foreign language films, etc. And with the exception of movies with extreme objectionable content, so yeah, the whole French extreme stuff, I'm not going to be covering that. So yeah, apart from that, I could pretty much review any film of any genre. So it could be Bollywood, it could be drama, it could be comedy, action, sci-fi, you name it. And with this review format, it could either be audio or text. I'm not going to do it through What's You Seen. I'll just do it either as part of a podcast or as its own written review. So we're almost done. So we have 2 more to go. $15 or more. This is the cult movie reviews. I am a huge fan of cult movies. I just love to watch them and talk about them. So this is for the diehard cult movie fans out there. So I could review pretty much whatever cult movie you want me to review. It could be classics like The Room, right, or it could be like rare obscure movies like Mystics of Bali, which is one that I actually have in my possession. I am going to check it out as soon as. I can't wait. Yeah. And yeah, similar to the anniversary reviews, you have the option of either audio or text. And finally, last but not least, this is the $20 or more level. So this is pretty much the hip-hop album / mixtape / EP / B-tape reviews. So I could pretty much review whatever hip-hop album or mixtape or EP or B-tape that you want me to talk about. And of course, similar to the cult movie and anniversary reviews, you have the choice of either audio or text. So I'm not going to be doing any music reviews via the What's the Scene program. It's just going to be straight latest releases I'm going to be talking about there. Yeah. But for the last 3 levels that I mentioned, which was the hip hop, the anniversary, and the cult films, those are going to be either audio, as in I could be talking about it by myself, or talking about it alongside with Ricardo, or it will just be like a written review. I just do it on my own and just put it out there. So yeah, those are pretty much the levels that I have thus far. Nothing else comes to mind. So guys, please check out the page. I'll put the link for it below. And when you get a chance, just check it out. And please support me now, help me out. Let's see how far we could go with this. Let's see how I could develop myself as terms of a film critic.
In the arms of an angel.
Yeah. Please support me. Right. I gotta live.
So that is a lovely news, not you? Lovely news that I glad you decided to take the jump. And
Yes. I was motivated, like I said, by a YouTuber that I watch. His name is Grandad Wooly. Please check out his stuff on YouTube. Right. He covers hip hop music. He does gaming reviews. He even does food reviews and TV reviews. All kind of stuff he does. Right. And one of his goals for 2017 was to do a Patreon page. Yeah. So Not saying that I want to beat him in that regard, but I'm thinking this could be the best way to get, not just to get people aware of what I do, but to get the support to do even more.
Right.
Because as much as I love putting out these things every once in a while, I really want this to be done on a regular basis. So the more I do, the better I'll become as a film critic.
Right.
All right. So moving from that to on the subject of 2017, stuff to look forward to this year for 2017. Movies, games,
bunch of shit.
TV shows, bunch of shit.
Yeah, this year we have, the first things first on the list for me would have to be season 3 of Rick and Morty.
Woo!
Yes.
Can't wait for that.
Yes.
Cannot wait for that.
Coming, it should before the time of this, at the time of this recording, tomorrow. So that'll be Monday.
Sweet.
So you should see the first episode by the time this is out. And yeah, she edited an awesome cliffhanger last season.
Yeah, it
pretty
did.
funny, pretty well done, pretty emotional. So you wanna see
very unexpected for me too.
So yeah, from what I understand, Rick and Morty coming out the 9th of January 2017. So that's that. Second on the list, a big hype for me is The Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, not The Handmaiden. Handmaid's Tale is a classic. It's basically, I don't know if it's a remake of the original movie.
Yeah, there was a movie for it. I believe it came out 1990. I believe it was. Yeah.
Right. I am familiar mostly through the book, which is in my opinion, a fantastic dystopian sci-fi. One of my favorite sci-fi authors, Margaret Atwood. That's where it's from. She also has an awesome. Last year, she brought out an excellent graphic novel called, I think, Angel Catbird. I haven't gotten a chance to read the whole thing.
Angel Catbird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird. But it's good. I only read the first chapter. I only bought the first chapter, but I had to finish it off.
Yeah.
So that's that. What else? Movies, TVs, what?
Yeah, well, we could, anything else with TV? Okay, well, I'm not a fan. Well, I'll say I'm not a fan. Like, I haven't catched up on Bates Motel, but we're supposed to be having our the final season of it this year. And we're now going to get to the psycho part of, the Bates Motel series, story. And playing Marion Crane is Rihanna. Yes, the Rihanna.
Interesting.
So, I mean,
show.
like, I'm not saying that I'm not a fan of her, but just from her performance alone in that movie, Battleship back in 2012, I was like, yeah, Rihanna, stick to music. But fortunately, she made it to to the series here, and honestly, I can't wait to see. I'm really excited to see what she does. Like, what does she bring to the table? Is it going to be forgettable as Anne Hesh was in the unnecessary remake of Psycho featuring Vince Vaughn? More on him later.
Yeah.
Or is she gonna be a standout? Who knows? I mean, if somebody like Lady Gaga could win what was it? An Emmy, for her role in an American Horror Story season, then why not Rihanna for Bates Motel?
Right.
What else in regards to TV? Well, Walking Dead is supposed to come back soon enough. The Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow. What else? Well, Warner, DC, pretty much. Gotham. That's one. I haven't gotten into season 3 as yet, but I've been hearing really good things about it. I thoroughly enjoyed season 2. I loved how they stepped up the game, in terms of the storytelling and stuff. So I can't wait to see what they do with season 3. Can't wait for that.
It had a list. The sad part is that there's a list of films somebody put out that is not a sequel, not a comic book, not a thing, and I slip my mind and I forget to copy the list.
But on the subject of sequels, boy, are we gonna be getting sequels? A shit ton of sequels.
Yeah, there's run through the comic book movies. Well, Wonder Woman coming.
Yep.
Of course.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Right. Spider-Man.
For that. Spider-Man Homecoming. Yes, sir.
That. And then Thor Ragnarok. Hype for that.
Justice League.
Not hype for that.
I know. To me, I'm not worried about Wonder Woman that much. Wonder Woman is what it is, but Justice League,
as I said with Wonder Woman could either go one or two ways, where it could come out, it'd be solid, and people would be like, all right, good, the DC EU back on track, blah, blah, blah. But I really worry that we might get, as I say, what I call the perfect storm argument, where you could get a mixture of the pathology of the people who defended Batman v Superman and a mixture of the pathology of the identity politics type people who defended the Ghostbusters remake.
Oh, yes.
because Wonder Woman is such an iconic character. And then I made a bet with a friend. I said if Hillary Clinton loses the election, Wonder Woman is going to be good. That's a joke.
Yeah.
Being with tongue in cheek, didn't expect her to lose. She did lose.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, well, that means this argument got to be kind of straight. She's got to have a lot of like emotions boiling up because of Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but I personally, I don't want that movie to fail, Jed. It
Right.
looks so great.
No, it looks
I mean,
good,
we've been
yeah.
waiting for decades for a Wonder Woman
to try
movie.
to pull off here.
Yeah,
And
so-
nobody pull off a big female superhero yet. So I was like, all right, let's see what they go do.
Yeah. There've been some failed attempts. Well, like one comes to mind. Don't ask me how I remember this. Barbed wire.
Oh yeah, that was terrible. That's
There's
Pamela,
barbed wire. There was
Pamela Lee.
Tangiel.
Pamela Lee Anderson.
Yeah, with Lori Petty.
Tangela could kind of defend, but yeah, Tangelo's bad.
Yeah.
It's a film I kind of defend, kind of, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's trying to go for that so bad it's good, and
yeah,
it
but
just
it's
didn't
bad.
work
But
at all.
oh, by the way, Barbara, I think it was 2017 is the time it exists. I think it's 20 years ago.
Oh shit! All right, wow.
I think
Okay.
I think so.
Right. Oh yeah. So we forgot to mention Logan, which is going to be the first ever rated R Wolverine movie.
Right.
Finally, at last.
Right.
This is going to be the final send off. I put this in quotation marks of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Yeah.
So can't wait to see what we get with that. I hear talk about it could be nominated for Oscar. I doubt it, but
bullshit.
I just
No,
want it to be an
here's the
excellent
thing.
movie.
What happens that they through the gamble of Ryan Reynolds and his Deadpool, and that gamble went so well for him. For Fox, it's like, well, they could do the rated R stuff now, but they had to be careful with what they're doing. Everybody and their mother would try to pull off the rated R now.
Yeah.
And make it not work. Spawn, do not remake that, please.
Please, no.
Do not
no,
remake that.
No.
Todd McFarlane is waiting in the wings.
Yeah. By the way, what is he up to? He's still doing his Spawn books, so
selling toys like a douche.
Anyway.
Oh, speaking of that, just a quick aside. I remember watching this. I forget the name of the documentary, but there's an old video with Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane talking to Stan Lee in the design of a character, and it's just so beautiful to watch Stan Lee just pick apart their design philosophy in terms of character design.
Right.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful to watch. Like,
I'm gonna check that out.
you had no idea. You had no idea Stanley could be so damn savage, because he was being nice, being really nice, not cussing or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But he just completely tearing apart their whole worldview of how they look at comics. Because okay, I'll defend Rob Liefeld in the sense that Rob Liefeld is utterly terrible when it comes to design.
Yeah.
But here's the thing with him. He's a person that he actually, held his own when he became a producer. Right? When it's time to look for talent and find. That's the thing with him. He's an ascended fanboy. He doesn't have talent, but he knows talent when he sees it. Mm-hmm. So he put himself in that place, and yeah, it worked for the most part.
Okay.
But McFarlane has no excuse. McFarlane just a person that just decided to just level on the money, stop giving a shit. Spawn, in my opinion, started off okay, and I kind of defended the HBO series.
Yeah, I would say the HBO series is a cult favorite among many, but the series, like the comics, like when it first came out, like I remember being blown away. I never saw artwork like this.
Right.
But I always felt like the stories just, I could tell that Todd was just running out of like creative juice.
Yeah.
So just
and he
just
himself,
lost interest after
he basically
years.
wanted to become just the next George Lucas, so he just decided, all right, I go and just sell toys and sell on my level on my money. He's like the worst kind of mindset to take when it comes to this. When it comes to the relationship between money and art, he just say fuck it, money, pure money.
Yeah.
And he just stay on the better money. He trying to come back and make himself look good for the movies, but that shit not gonna work at all, Joe.
Whatever. So getting back to upcoming movies, we also have the Lego Batman movie.
Ah boy,
which has to be good, and I can't wait for reviews to say way better. Well, I mean, we know it from now, way better than BVS and Suicide Squad combined.
Right.
It's pretty much a given. Also, we have Alien Covenant.
Yes.
The first trailer of which came out Christmas Day morning. Woke up, saw this really nice bloody scene in a shower. I was like, yes, Ridley Scott is back.
Right.
What I can't wait for is how he's gonna tie that with Prometheus, because I actually like Prometheus. I like the idea where he was going with, but the execution, especially in the second half, was kind of like
for me,
you didn't know where he was going.
For me, Prometheus was a big disappointment for me. In retrospect, well, again, we live in a post Batman v Superman world, and in retrospect, yeah, it wasn't that bad, especially when you watch the director's cut. And
the visuals were gorgeous. Really nice visuals.
Ridley Scott is a guy that actually, he actually makes his director's cut work and better.
Yeah.
Unlike, bullshit instead of just adding 2 extra scenes and that don't improve the film all that much.
So it's like what?
Yeah. He's a person that, I was disappointed in the theatrical cut, but the other cut was better. Okay, not so bad. This, I'm not that hyped for. That's because of him. He kind of was waning for a while, kind of off his base. Although I really like The Martian.
Yeah,
so,
great movie.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's a director that I always
tentatively
rate,
excited.
But what I'm glad though is that he's not directing, but he is still involved in another film that we can't wait for, at least in my case.
Yeah.
Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
2049, sorry.
Yeah, hype.
Saw the trailer fit, loved it. Glad that Harrison Ford as Rick Deckard is back.
Right.
Not sure what his character is going to be, how his character is going to play, what role he's going to be in this movie. I don't know. I don't even know if Sean Young is going to be in it. I'm not sure, but yeah, can't wait to see.
Yeah, so here's the problem. One of the big issues is that, well, I don't think it'll be Sean Young because Sean Young should be dead by then. Because
of course. Replicants so they could live for a certain amount of time. Yeah.
Here's what I hate. I get the feeling.
But remember, all through with all these different cuts, the question was Rick a replicant?
Right.
That was the big question.
Right. And almost every interpretation, except for Ridley Scott himself, was against the idea of Deckard being the replicant. A lot of people didn't hold on to this theory. I personally hate that theory. Philip K. Dick didn't like it. He's the author. Harrison Ford hated it, and he was like, he's one to understand the character. And his whole idea is, it totally undermines the story if he is a replicant.
Yeah, but is the fans that really create this over the years?
Not really.
Or was it just the interpretation?
It's right, exactly. It's one of those that just, make it, you could kind of go either way with it. And because a lot of people hold on to the theory that how Deckard is a replicant, and it's really, Edward James Olmos' character. He's a real Blade Runner.
The real Blade Runner.
And what happens is that because he's too old, he creates a replicant to be a Blade Runner. That's the theory.
Oh, okay.
That's the running theory. That's why people hold on to that theory. That's one theory.
Right.
One fan theory. I don't invest in that so much. It's a okay theory. It kind of is make the story interesting. That he's this puppet,
Yeah,
this
now it can explain why he has that dream of
right.
That
This kind of meta puppet. So it's really thing running the scenes behind the scenes now maybe. But to me, the story doesn't really, it undermines the central story if you find out that Deckard is a replicant. If they reveal that as this big reveal, it'll be a bullshit reveal.
Exactly. That's not the point of the show
exactly.
anyway. Yeah.
To me, that's what I don't like about it. Anyway,
yeah.
The little teaser trailer we saw, was cool.
Yeah.
I was cool with that.
Love the visuals.
Look great.
Directed by, Denis Villeneuve. Villeneuve, sorry. Who made the excellent Arrival last year.
Yeah.
And on the subject of that.
And I think it's this fellow doing the cinematography who do
Roger Deakins.
Yeah.
Yes, so, the incomparable Roger Deakins.
Right. So yeah.
And on the subject of Blade Runner 2049, we're gonna get a movie that was heavily inspired by it, Ghost in the Shell. Yeah. Right. The trailer, which I would admit I was impressed by. I was wondering, I didn't really care about the whole whitewash stuff. I just was more concerned about if it was going to stay true to the original
that
story.
Part of the argument didn't really pull me in. I kind of get why people may or may not complain, blah blah blah. But in the end of the day, it was like okay, whatever.
But I have a sneaky suspicion that it might get muddled in its own narrative, like telling its story. To the point that you have to be a fan of the anime and you have to watch standalone complex to understand this. I don't need to watch that. I don't want to stop what I do to watch standalone complex for me to understand this one movie that they make. No.
Yeah, it's how to tell your own story. That is a big mistake that a lot of comic book movies make. And anime translation, anytime you're doing a translation movie, it is be hard. You have to tell your own story, even if you tell something different. And I has come down on people who tell the story kind of different, like in the case of, say, Rurouni Kenshin, Wandering Samurai.
Right. Which I enjoyed, by the way. I enjoyed the live action version.
I actually don't like the live action version at all. I think they had the totally wrong approach to telling that story. But, they did their own thing. I can't take that away from them. So,
yes. And on the subject of that, moving over from the States to Japan once again.
Attack on Titan.
Yes, Attack on Titan. We're supposed to get a new movie. And also, I believe we're supposed to get a Full Metal Alchemist. I saw a trailer of it last year. I was like, all right, they're doing that too. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. What else? There's, There's War for the Planet of the Apes. We didn't mention that.
Which I absolutely love that trailer.
Hyped as hell for.
Yeah, and because that trailer came out, I think, a day after the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer, and I was like, I kind of care about this more than Spider-Man Homecoming. I was like, holy shit, this trailer looks so damn good.
Yeah, like I said,
this is how
it gave me chills.
Yeah, this is how to remake a franchise. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I mean,
you take away the corniness from the.
That's the thing.
Well, then again, you could argue that the old anthology was kind of corny if you look at it now, especially the makeup. But it had a lot of great teams in it.
Right, exactly. So I am a huge fan of the original series. Well, up to that point, I really like the first one.
I love the first one.
First one's a classic.
I didn't see some of the others. I saw Conquest.
There's 5.
Yeah,
there's 5 in total. I watch all of them.
Okay.
They go against the premise of the book. The original book is brilliant and really well done.
Right.
Then you had, in my opinion, at this point, he completely lose me. Tim Burton decided to do his version, which was supposedly closer to the book, but he fucked up that so badly.
Oh Lord! At least he got the makeup down though. Rick Baker.
Great makeup.
No,
it had decent acting and good character moments. Like what's his name? Who was the villain?
Tim Roth.
Tim Roth. Yeah, he was good in that.
Oh, the one who always sniffed like.
Yeah. But I thought he was pretty decent. And then the late Michael Clark Duncan was pretty good in his role.
Yeah. Paul Giamatti was in this.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti was in it. It had its moments, but to me they royally fucked that story up so badly with that ending. I was like, serious with this?
The ending,
especially because I was like, why didn't you just make it like the damn book? Make it like the book. If they make it like the book, it'd be perfect, No, they decided to do this alternate Earth that don't make any sense when it comes to Evolution. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that made no sense.
It didn't flow at all.
Past my head.
Yeah, it didn't flow at all or made any sense. I don't know. It might have people out there who defend this. I'm not one of these people who defend that nonsense. I have to find people who defend that.
People actually defend that movie?
I'm trying to look for them.
I don't think so. I think it's like real die-hard Tim Burton fans. Like, at least he tried. Come on, give him a break, man. He can't be doing Johnny Depp shit all the time.
I thought he totally dropped the ball with that. Totally. What else?
Oh yes, there's John Wick Chapter 2.
Yeah, boy, that coming.
Sequel to my guilty pleasure movie of 2014, John Wick.
John Wick.
Shit.
Why did John Wick work? Anyone knows why it worked? Here's why it worked.
Keanu fucking Reeves.
One, but no, it worked because of the world building.
Yes.
They actually took their silly world seriously and make it work in terms of the premise.
Yeah, this world of like assassins and gold coins and stuff is like real comic book shit.
Everything was so well thought out in that way, and it just was so funny. It's only one small change I had to make to that movie. One small change. And it wasn't that big of a change. I would have, was he black actor Redding?
Oh yes, from The Wire. I was forgetting his name. Lance, no, not Lance. Oh gosh, I forget the actor's name. Yeah. But yeah, he was in Wire and Fringe.
Right. He was the clerk.
Yeah, the guy who works at the hotel.
In front. Mm-hmm. The only thing that change is if the girl die, how the girl die, instead of the assassins coming to find her in some place, I'd have it where she comes back in the hotel thinking, all right, cool, I can live my life, and he just pour a bullet in her head. And somebody just come casually. That's the only scene I would have changed. That's my own 2 cents about that. Other than that, that movie was next to perfect for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exactly what it needs to be, Dread.
Yeah, what I like is that it sets up this world, but it doesn't give you too much. It just gives you an idea of what it's all about. I know this one you're going to get more.
Right, now I'm a bit worried. Right, I'm a bit worried about the sequel because, it's one of those cases where, when you expand your world, you start to fuck up your story.
Oh, yeah.
Like The Raid.
Right.
Or...
you go a little too ambitious.
Go to and you end up biting off more than you could chew. But and the movie that I might compare it to, since it's Keanu Reeves and he kind of playing on nostalgia,
Matrix movies.
Well, no, but him playing on, I kind of compare him to Sylvester Stallone and the Expendables films. I like this the first one, and then they decided they head up their own ass with the sequels.
Although, what I would say, I like both of them. I like the first and second one, but why I think 2 worked for me is that the first one took itself way too seriously, I find, because it's like all 80s, so everything will always be all serious and shit. But this was like, all right, well, screw it. We have all these big name action stars. Right. We have some fun then. That's what they did.
That was the problem with me with this. It was the opposite. It took itself somewhat seriously, but because it was playing itself so straight, but it's doing the trope so well, I thought, all right, this was really funny and well done.
Right.
And then they decided to do their own action with it. So with the Stone Cold Steve Austin had a badass fight scene with this other guy. I forget, Randy.
Randy Couture, I think it's.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this was badass. And then this fella, what do you call him?
Terry Crews with gun with the auto shot. Stole the show.
Yeah, exactly. Terry Crews with the auto shot. So shit like that is what had me hype. And then the second film was, it felt like it had its head up its own ass. It didn't work for me. I mean,
not even the Chuck Norris moment.
That was not funny. I hated that. Because, you know why? Because the Chuck Norris joke was so
dumb, but I liked it.
The Chuck Norris jokes was so played out by that point. I think that is the problem. They decided to just capitalize on internet jokes and decided to put it in the script, so they just rip off a bunch of Chuck Norris jokes from the internet. And it was like already 5 years stopped being funny by that point.
Right.
So it was way too late, and I was like, yeah, I didn't care. The only thing I didn't like was to see Van Damme in action again.
Yeah, Van Damme and
When-
Stallone, though.
when-
All
when
I
you
find Van Damme
yeah.
got beaten too quick, Jack.
Right, yeah, but that when he do that wrong house.
Yeah, the wrong house.
I like,
Two
whoa,
wrong house.
in a row, and it's like, and I watch it and I'm like, wait, Van Damme still have it though.
Yeah,
Jeez,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I like, cool. Whatever.
Right.
John Wick, I hyped. Lawrence Fishburne coming back. So
Yeah. Common once again playing an assassin.
right.
You know,
Neo and Morpheus,
Yeah.
Neo and Morpheus together again. I'd like to see that happen a second time. Cool.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, what
we'll
else
see.
is there? Dunkirk.
Yes. I was
Yo,
about to get
Christopher Nolan.
Right. Dunkirk
War
is
movie
this
that I
is
need to see in IMAX.
Yeah, exactly. So this is an amazing story. I remember reading this for the first time. Classic historical situation where they just had to evacuate a bunch of damn soldiers. And it's like, wait, they actually pull it off. Holy shit. A lot of soldiers would have died that day.
Right.
And they, just to see, I want to see how this man do this. Right?
Yeah.
Look, Nolan coming off, what was his last good movie?
Well, the last movie came out with was Interstellar.
And
I love
a
Interstellar.
lot of people,
Despite the flaws, I
right?
still
A
love
lot
it.
of people didn't feel it. I still consider it a flawed masterpiece. I like Interstellar, defend it. I'm a big sci-fi person. I thought Interstellar got a lot right, but I thought when it bested up, it was a mess for me. I didn't like it. But yeah, this is a perfect space for Nolan to be in right now as a filmmaker for me. I would love to see what he has to do. Hyped.
Yeah.
Hyped.
And
of course.
one show
we
that
had to talk to, of course, the most probably going to be the biggest movie of the year, hype-wise, Star Wars.
yes.
Episode 8. Yeah.
Episode 8.
Wow.
Don't know what to expect. Well, apart from more of Rey and Luke Skywalker,
And then,
hopefully, that relationship, hopefully.
It coming off of the death of Carrie Fisher. And
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
going to be
yeah.
the last big role. We're not sure what they're going to do. Well, from what we understand, she finished pretty much everything she has to do for this film. But we have no idea what she's going to be doing for episode 9 or what's going to be happening with respect to that. How are we going to get her?
Right. This show in particular, I'm not really hyped for. Like, I saw the trailer, I was like, why? Power Rangers.
In between. They're gonna fuck this
That
up.
music,
I'm
right.
not too hyped for this. Now, here's the thing. Power Rangers is a franchise that is one of those that you can't, again, is what we call the darkening process problem. You can't do it super serious and get away with it.
No, you
will
have
fuck
to do
up.
it dumb and silly, 'cause that's what it is.
Yeah, Man of Steel is an example of that. Sorry, Man of Steel fans. Look, I like Man of Steel, but Man of Steel really dropped the ball because it just pulled the thread of that whole premise of why Superman works. Superman don't work if you're trying to make it serious. It don't work. Sorry.
Yeah.
Another example, I'll have to put it in there, even though a lot of people defend this movie, Rogue One, same kind of problem. You know, is this universe that bright and serious and whatever.
Right, but you want to make it this real
This
gritty,
serious, gritty
war
thing, and it
movie.
just don't mix at all. It don't mix. When you start thinking about it, because it just make you think about it because it's quote unquote realistic now, you realize, oh, this is kind of retarded though, when you think about it. Sorry.
I still enjoyed all these things.
Power
I know what you
Rangers,
mean.
Power Rangers is one of those that, yeah, it's in that same place. Now, Power Rangers are a franchise I never liked except for one series. One series totally worked and was freaking awesome. Power Rangers in Space.
All right,
And if
never saw it.
Yeah,
Never saw
Power Rangers in Space is the only out the entire run of Power Rangers. All the other Power Rangers series is garbage for me. Power Rangers in Space is something about this. I don't know what it is. They just give it such a great arc and
Right.
good characters. And what it did is they keep the giant fighting to a minimum. So the whole Zord bullshit.
Yeah.
They cut that shit down. It actually had martial arts for the most of the time.
Okay.
And it pretty good martial arts actually justified that. So whatever.
But for me, I would actually admit I liked the first Power Rangers movie, but that was because it was such a product of its time. You know, it came out in '95. You know,
Right.
that was the year of Mortal Kombat, the movie, and Batman Forever. And I was young and
Yeah,
dumb,
and
so
that was-
seeing
that
that
was,
shit on
um,
big screen,
And that was,
I was
that
like,
was-
yeah, this is
who
right
was-
up my
who-
alley.
Who was
now.
the star that Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse? Oh shit, no, it was right.
Yeah,
Ivan was right.
The Ooze is back.
Right.
Yeah. And who is playing Rita? Oh gosh, McGill,
The original Rita or the new one?
the new one.
No, the new one coming. Yeah.
Right, Elizabeth Banks is
Yeah,
playing.
Elizabeth Banks. I was
right,
saying,
Elizabeth Banks.
not
Right.
Hunger Games. She was in Hunger
Oh
Games.
yes, she was in that. Holy
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
Deuce.
Speaking of Hunger Games,
right?
and people here forget about that, we'll be talking about the actor who was in that as well.
Yeah. What else? Kong Skull Island.
Yes.
Yes, that
Hype.
trailer,
Hype.
first trailer, loved it.
Hype.
Well, first and second, sorry, saw the trailers, loved them.
Yeah.
I love the Apocalypse Now aesthetic that they're
Yes.
using here. It makes it really dark and creepy.
Yeah, so we want to make Viet
Yeah.
Cong jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're gonna try and rope it into this new monsters franchise.
Right.
You know,
which was the Godzilla movie.
Kaiju franchise, pretty much. I think that's what you'll call it
Well,
now, because you're bringing in Godzilla,
Right.
And those other
So
Toho monsters.
from what I understand, it's the same world that the last Godzilla movie was in, the 2014 film with Aaron Taylor.
Yeah.
Right, that movie.
There's another movie that's coming out, and okay, all right, for you guys who listen to the Patreon stuff that I talked about before, right? This year is gonna mark the 20th anniversary of a movie called The Fifth Element.
Ah, boy.
Directed by Luc Besson.
Yeah.
Which was probably one of the best cult sci-fi movies out there. Wild, crazy, insane, but a lot of fun. So this year, Luc Besson is coming up with something eerily similar called Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets.
Yes, right.
It looked
Here's the thing with this.
silly.
Only because
Really silly.
what slapped the taste out of my mouth with this movie is because of Jupiter Ascending. Jupiter Ascending really kind of ruined that whole paradigm for me.
Uh-huh.
So anytime you see big space, I think you think, all right, somebody's gonna fuck this up because they can't do it. They don't get it. They don't get why it works. But Israeli is a different filmmaker, and Luc Besson's a guy. Once you give him money, proper budget, you're good. So you have to
the professional, anyone?
Right, exactly. You give him some classic shit, you'll make a good movie. But if you give him too much money or you don't give him a good enough budget, you might get
Transporter.
No, Transporter, Lockout. He did he did that?
Oh, he did Lockout. Oh shit!
Yeah,
yes.
he did a bullshit.
That movie sucked. Though.
Yeah, the space station. Terrible.
It was terrible.
Terrible. So he's a filmmaker I love. Right, love the fulfillment.
Yeah, doing a lot for French action
right,
movies.
And that's, if I remember, that's a French comic.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a French comic. So cool.
Yeah. A show that I admittedly am hyped for, The Fate of the Furious.
Yes.
Yes, the 8th Fast and Furious movie. I would confess, I saw the trailer for it, and I was like, holy shit, they didn't just do that.
Yeah.
They didn't have Dominic Toretto turn on his own family.
Which is such a
illegitimate family.
Yeah, which is such a lame fake out.
I know, like you know what they're gonna lead up to, but it's like, oh shit, they did that.
It's such a telenovela. So whatever.
Yeah. There's what else?
Another fake out of the good guy fake it out. Transformers.
Yes.
That bullshit.
I don't call it for what it is bullshit. Everyone is like, this is going to be the best one, the best one. They always fool me into it. And I always go, to see it in cinema. And yes, I'm going to see it. I'm going to see this new one. Why? Because
you had to see it.
It's a Transformers movie.
Yeah, so
it's a drug. I have to go and see it.
We waited for everybody with a stand-up routine to insult Michael Bay and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I have to go and see it.
Here's the thing. I still defend the first film in this franchise.
Me too.
Still defend it. It had problems.
Yeah. But it was a show I would say that Michael Bay was born to direct.
And that's
he was the perfect person.
But the sad part is that they dropped the ball from since that second film. The second film was such a mess.
Yeah.
And didn't work at all. And I still kind of defend the second film because of the writer's strike. Had a writer's strike.
And what I would say what was good about it is that it gave the Decepticons more time to shine.
Right.
Because in the first one, you only got 45 minutes of screen time?
Yeah, in the first film, the Decepticons, the existence was justified. But then that second film was just such a mess. And then the third film was worse for me. Even though some people consider it better, but I was like, yeah, but it didn't have a writer's strike this time, so it's like, was the excuse?
Yeah. And then the fourth one was trying to go for this darker
complete
level.
Nonsense, yeah.
And it didn't work for
complete
me
nonsense.
at all.
And the sad part is that the fourth one had good ideas, eh? That's some interesting ideas.
They had like a trilogy's worth idea, but they stuffed it into one movie. I don't understand.
Whatever.
We didn't talk about Disney. We're getting a live action adaptation of Beauty and the Beast.
Right.
Looks good. I mean, Emma Watson is a great actress. Yeah. Not knocking it down. The trailers look really decent as well. So I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy it. Right?
There's a really bizarre picture of the doll for her, and she has this huge head for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, let's look it up. They make a doll out and looking terrible. They had to do that over.
All right.
Huge head.
One movie that I'm not looking forward to, but I have a feeling I'll end up seeing it all the same, The Mummy. Or should I call it Mission Impossible 6, The Mummy?
They're looking terrible. They're looking terrible.
Why? That trailer was poorly edited.
Yes, I'm telling you how.
Concept.
I'm telling you how bad. I'm telling you how much of a red flag. I couldn't pay attention to the trailer. I was watching the trailer, and I picked up my phone, and I was like, wow. That catch me. And I was like,
the build up for the pacing of it was horrible.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, I actually bored with that trailer though. I was like, oh shit, I had to sit down and make an effort, and not exaggerating here. This is not hyperbole on my part. I had to make the effort to sit down and watch the trailer for this. That is a bad damn sign.
Yeah.
That is a really bad sign. A trailer is supposed to hold your dread. If a trailer can't
2 minutes straight.
That's what I'm studying. I was watching it.
1 minute is just what? Tom Cruise in a plane about to crash.
I was watching it and I was like, yeah, that's not pulling me. And I remember just picking up my phone and I started like texting on. I was like, wait now. What going on here? And it was running on my monitor.
Oh, I thought you would have just looked down to see how much time was left or something.
No, yeah, that's a bad sign, Joe. I couldn't sit down with that trailer. That is a bad damn sign. I had to sit down. I said, all right, rewind the trailer, sat down and said, all right, let me sit down and watch this. And I was like, oh shit, actually, the mere fact you had to get academic, that means you had to do it. Because,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. So I'm rating it right now in my head, 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's going to be fucking terrible. Like,
I can give it a 2, Trent. That's because Tom Cruise,
yeah.
Try, and Russell Crowe, who I still don't understand why he's not credited in the trailer.
Right.
It's Russell fucking Crowe, people.
Right.
Yeah, both of them tried.
Yeah, if I get above 50 on Rotten Tomatoes or something, or Metacritic, I'll be totally shocked. Whatever.
Yeah.
Next.
What else is there? We have the new Kingsman movie, The Golden Circle.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed the first Kingsman movie. Came out of nowhere. I didn't expect it to be this badass and this fun and this self-referential as well too.
Well done, yeah.
Yeah. What else? Baywatch.
Yes.
Looks fun. Looks dumb. I mean, I like this. I liked 21 Jump Street. I did not see 22 Jump Street, unfortunately. But it's something about that style that may make it great or may make it terrible.
We don't know. I actually like 22 Jump Street. I thought it was really funny. Actually, in some ways, it was better than the 21 Jump Street remake.
But it's the same technique, really.
Same approach,
style,
and it just had some really like great comedy moments in it. So I really liked it and defended it. So
yeah. And we have Dwayne Johnson. I mean, him in a movie alone.
Right.
No way it could
Hard
suck.
to go wrong.
Hard to go wrong.
Yeah.
There's also King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
Not hyped. Sorry.
All right, I'll say visually it looks badass. It's just what I saw from director Guy Ritchie. I was like,
yeah.
I'll be the first time I was watching it, like, okay, where's this going? And then when I see from director Guy Ritchie, it's like, shit, yeah, now on board. And then the song comes in and you see all the montage starts to play.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I don't know what's going on, but this is looking badass. Shit.
No, yeah, he's a person that always he always holds me a good filmmaker. I actually like his last film with, Henry Cavill and Man from Uncle.
You know, I haven't seen that.
What film. Solid film. It's the movie we should have seen instead of your transporter bullshit.
Yeah, it has my boy Charlie Hunnam in it. Hunnam, sorry.
Yeah.
From Sons of Anarchy and, of course, Pacific Rim.
Right.
Yeah, and finally, in terms of movies, we have, well, I'm not sure when exactly it's coming out. We haven't gotten a trailer yet. Jumanji.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This completely...
Once again, with Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah,
and,
this I haven't seen a trailer yet.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah. I haven't seen a trailer yet. Now, if it was Dwayne Johnson alone, all right, maybe. But the Kevin Hart part...
Yeah, and it has McGill, Karen Gillan from, of course, Doctor Who and Guardians of the Galaxy. Can't wait to see what she does here, this one.
Yeah, so cool.
So finally, we can talk about games. Yeah, I know there's some game stuff that you want to...
Good bit of games you could talk about, maybe. Of course, number one for me on the list, Mass Effect.
Andromeda.
Yeah. So, no secret that for many fans, Mass Effect 3 was a massive disappointment on many levels. I really hated Mass Effect 3. It didn't work, story didn't work, almost none of it worked for me. But it had the best gameplay, so ever. And most people didn't care. And a lot of people just turned them off of the entire franchise. So a lot of people just massively skeptical of this game. So we'll find out if they could give you a good story. Because to me, the stories will pull everybody in. I'm more likely going to be getting it because of the multiplayer. Because Mass Effect 3 multiplayer was so well done and so good. And I want to just get more of that. So that's what I'm going to be spending my time on.
All right.
What else?
I believe we're supposed to be getting a new South Park game. It's called the Fractured But Whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I love the previous South Park game.
Yes.
It's actually the first South Park game I ever played. Love the hell out of it. So I can't wait. I can't wait for the biting satire and crazy RPG. Action. I can't wait for that for sure.
Cool.
What else is there? I believe we're supposed to be getting Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. That's coming out March 7th of this year.
This is a franchise that I haven't gotten into so long. I
haven't played any of those.
Yeah, no, it's a franchise I used to be into, but it's like, all right, it's a fast game, it's smart, but it's like, it's not too arcadey. So it try to avoid the arcadey stuff compared to certain other shooters. I mean, compared to your Battlefields and your Call of Duties. It tries to be, give you a little realism, quote unquote.
Right.
But
a first-person shooter, I don't mind playing personally. Halo Wars 2.
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting that next month actually, February the 21st.
Right.
Yeah. Available on PC. Yay!
Yes.
So now I could play that shit just provided I clear out like 67 gigs or some shit to install it.
Usual bullshit, yeah.
We're getting Sniper Elite 4.
Of course, big franchise. Love Sniper Elite. If you like the gore, you're good.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll change that much in the franchise, but it's just It's just a solid.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. We're also getting Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Yeah.
And funny is, I'm not a big fan of the game,
Not
so
too
it's not like
hyped.
I'll be playing this.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the movies, so yes, we're supposed to be getting a sixth movie.
yeah,
Was it a seventh? I don't know, but
And I,
yeah.
and I can't
Don't
say
care
I'm
for
too,
neither.
can't say I'm too hyped for this trailer. But yeah, whatever. Then we have movies. I'm not sure it's coming out this year, but we have Death Stranding.
Yes, right.
Hideo
Supposed to be coming out this year.
Hideo
I'm hoping so.
Kojima, Guillermo del Toro, Mads Mikkelsen, some big stars, some nice faces, nice names.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're supposed to be getting Tekken 7.
Okay.
7.
I will not know. I don't play fighting games. Never.
You don't play fight? Why?
No. I stopped playing fighting games like a while now.
Why?
I haven't played like since Mortal Kombat, 7 or something.
I just got to see Mortal Kombat 4. I was like, wait, what?
No, not since
so
then.
far?
No,
Okay.
no, not since
Okay, all right. I see we're getting a Legend of Zelda. We're supposed to be getting one.
Yes,
called Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild, hype for that. That's most likely the only reason I'll be buying the new Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Well, I'll just put that as a Christmas gift.
I'll try
for me to buy for myself.
Yeah, I'll try
of
to
course.
push for that.
Yeah. We're getting Uncharted 4, The Lost Legacy.
Hyped.
We're
What else?
getting Prey.
And then the last film I want, well, we might be getting. I don't know if we're getting this year. I doubt we'll be getting it this year. But hyped for The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Part 2.
I'm really hoping that it does come out.
Wanna see how
I
that-
love the first trailer.
We talk about
Yeah.
that. We talk about the trailer. Pretty interesting.
In terms of like sports, well, actually recent games, we're getting Gran Turismo Sport.
Okay.
I haven't played that Gran Turismo game in ages.
Yeah.
I know. But I saw the trailer for this. The visuals look really, really swanky. So,
Right.
Yeah, swanky, whatever. What else is there? Right. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes, this is like where they gonna go with this, Dread.
I don't know.
That had to be. It
game-
can't be.
The first one was hard.
Yeah, the
That was
first
hard.
one. I mean, yeah, the first game is a masterpiece in my opinion. So well done. I mean, just good story, such a great ending, and just great gameplay and just great everything. Just Rockstar just give you a
That's just badass.
yeah,
feature.
great open world western, and they just did such a damn good job with it. And technically this is the part 3 coming, not part 2. Red Dead Redemption is the part 2.
Ah,
The original was Red Dead Revolver,
right.
and I was like, yeah, I remember Red Dead Revolver was kind of forgettable.
Okay, I actually forgot that game existed,
Yeah,
to be honest.
didn't remember it. Then Redemption was so well done. I was like, holy shit, this is so damn good. What else?
Well, finally, I see we're having a Shenmue 3.
Oh wow.
Shenmue is a game I
Yeah,
haven't heard of in
So
years, though. I remember when it came out, it was just like such a big revelation. Like, holy shit,
Yeah.
look what you could do with this game. Wow.
This is what the Dreamcast. Wow.
Yeah, but now it's available for the PS4 and PC.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've never played a Shenmue game. But I heard it was great. Like,
Yeah,
it
no.
was so good.
I remember playing the first one and not liking it all that much. It just was because it's supposed to be this big open world continuous story thing, and it just never finished. It felt like a series that got cancelled essentially.
Oh,
Like
shit.
yeah, they had big plans for it, and it just never materialized.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, lots of stuff to look forward to for 2017. So now let's get to movies that we should have seen last year,
Yeah.
but unfortunately we got to see it early this year. Well, fortunately in a way we did
Yeah.
get to see it before the major ones come out.
Right.
First of which being a movie from director Jeff Nichols
Yeah.
called Loving.
Yes.
It was released November 4th in the States. It stars Joel Edgerton, and Ruth Negga.
Niga, yeah.
Boniga or whatever is it, right? It's based on the famous 1967 U.S. Supreme Court decision Loving versus Virginia.
State of Virginia. Yeah.
Right, which at the time invalidated state laws prohibiting interracial marriage.
Right.
So in this case, it's centered on this couple, Richard and Mildred Loving.
Yeah.
Yes, that's his surname, Loving. Richard is white and Mildred is black.
Yeah.
And I love how the movie starts off where, just like a little spoiler, she says, I'm pregnant.
Right.
Great way to set things up. You don't need to see how they met and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, she was pregnant before they got married, but yes, he was motivated enough to marry her. He bought a plot of land, which was right next to where she lived, and, it's going to be theirs now. And they decided to go to Washington to get married. But, upon return, and a few months later, a couple of police roll up in their house
Right.
and arrest them because, it's against the law, in Virginia at the time for, an interracial relationship, far less a marriage.
Right.
So Fortunately, they were released, and they went to court, and they were told that they had to leave the state of Virginia within as soon as possible, or else they will face imprisonment. And this movie pretty much centers on just them trying to hold on to the relationship, trying to raise a family, because they do have more kids throughout the course of this movie, while dealing with this situation. And we have a couple of people that come on board, trying to assist them along the way. One actor I didn't expect to see in this movie was Nick Kroll. I was like, okay.
I could take you seriously because the man face.
But I know you're not supposed to, because the man's face though. But we could jump into the review from
right. Yeah, he just too jokey for me, Joe. The man face.
It's
And he always had this. The problem is that he not played it dead. Like, you have comedians who could play good serious roles, but because he always have a smirk on the face the entire time, it just feels so strange.
So like in the movie, for example, he's kind of telling them, well, this is what you could do, but you can tell the back of your mind, it's like, they're not going to get through shit. Look at them, they're not going to do nothing.
And you get the feeling that he's a kind of troll, because they show him in the beginning being a kind of bullshitter when he was introduced. So he went to the guy's office and he take the guy's name. So the guy had to pull all his crap and take the guy's picture and put it all in the desk, just to hide him, to make it, make the appearance that it's his office.
Yeah.
Shit like that. And then the other appearance was Michael Shannon.
Yeah, Michael Shannon, who I didn't know, because I'm not a huge fan of Jeff Nichols' movies. I haven't followed up his stuff.
Exactly. So I am a big fan of Midnight Special.
Yes.
I really like Midnight Special. Really enjoyed that movie. Had fun with it. Pretty cool story. Pretty damn good sci-fi. And then I think it's Jeff Nichols did the other movie with Michael Shannon where it was like about this tornado.
I believe it was that. We mentioned it in our last review.
I always keep forgetting the name of this movie.
Yeah, but from what I've learned is that Jeff Nichols loves to bring in
Michael Shannon.
Michael
So
Shannon.
that's the thing.
But
So
I
when
thought that
I
he was
saw-
going to be like a major
Right,
role,
me
but
too.
no,
Yeah, me too. It's a real
actually
small
this reporter from Life magazine.
Yeah, he's a photographer.
Yeah,
right.
he took a famous photograph of
Right.
the loving couple.
Yeah.
But I love that moment with him.
Yeah.
'Cause you could tell that he believes in their
Yeah.
love and their relationship.
Yeah, and he actually played the role quite good. He's like, even though it's Michael Shannon, you still got you got the sense that he's a good character.
Yeah. But we could jump into the review. Like I said. So what are your thoughts on Loving?
Ignore the silly pun. I didn't love Loving.
I liked Loving.
Right.
I liked it a lot, but I didn't love it either.
I didn't. Here's the thing. It was well shot, the usual technical stuff. I think it did the slice of life approach, and that was a bad approach to that story. To me, we should have it should have been all about the trial. They should have focused on the trial, make it about the trial, and then drama up the trial.
Right. Now, let's stop it for a bit. Now, what I would argue, and this is, I kind of play it to the movie's strength, especially from Jeff Nichols, is that, if he casted other actors, or if there was another director on board, this would have been such a big, large-than-life thing. It would have been like, we got to do what we must. It's about freedom and all that kind of stuff. It would have been big, but in this case, it's so subtle, it's so small, it's so quiet. But I know to some people might be like, but there's nothing really going on really. There's no weight really.
Here's the thing. When you're doing this slice of life, you have to put a sense. Okay, so my thing is that where to find our balance. You can't, you're not, okay, you could make the error that it could be this big bombastic approach to the thing.
Of course.
Right, you could do that. A lot of people say, all right, they like to do the grounded, realistic approach to big moral victories of the 20th century when it comes to civil rights. Right, so Selma did their thing. But Selma was still had an energy to it.
Yeah, it was big in a sense. It was big, yeah.
That's the thing. This, even though Selma was still grounded and had a supposedly realistic approach to the narrative, even though, and I still think that was a reasonably competent movie, that was the right,
Agreed,
that was the right way to take that story. This was just way too bland. Yeah. Way too bland. I don't know. Nothing was like it was. Things were happening, but like it had no workable sense of drama other than, these people just stopping them from having an interracial marriage. And okay, there is a bad moral paradigm with that, and that could elicit emotions.
Right.
We're going to talk about another movie later where that movie does that so much better. Right. When it comes to this, the mere state of our affairs is in itself an outrage, but a movie need to do more than that.
Yeah.
And for me, it just didn't work in that sense. I didn't hate it. Solid story, solid acting. Joel Edgerton actually was pretty damn good in this actually.
Right.
But yeah, it just was so bland and straightforward. At no point I was like, all right, it's just things happening.
Yeah, you never got a sense that okay, their life or their future is at stake.
No, and it was one of those show don't tell. It's one of those tell don't show problems now. So it's, they mention, all right. So one of the big parts of it is where they say, oh well, what was one of the arguments against us? Joel Edgerton was asking him, what can they say against us that it's a problem? Because his thing is that, well, it's an obvious moral failure on their part. And he said, well, no, your children could be considered bastards because they mix race.
Yeah.
And they could come up with all these old arguments, and they have all these old religious arguments. And it's stuff that, again, at face value, you should be outraged by it if it's happening to you. But as a film, it just happened too straightforward. I don't know. It just, the visual language didn't work for me. So it's like, they had to move out. And it's like, that is outrageous. But it just feels like you're watching this straightforward story. I don't know. It just, this kind of, again, I get that it's supposed to be the documentary slice of life approach. But it just didn't land. It was just too bland. Too bland. That was the problem. A little too bland.
Yeah. I understand thoroughly. Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah.
In the sense that, like I wasn't expecting this overblown Hollywoodized version of this true story. I wasn't expecting that because, it's Jeff Nichols.
Right.
That's not his approach, at least from what I know.
Right.
But I do agree that, there are moments where it is way too subtle.
Right.
Like, I'm not expecting that characters are going to be crying every 5 minutes and tearing up and like, why? And moaning and groaning. I'm not expecting that.
Right.
But you do have to feel for these characters. Yeah, and, from how the movie presents these two characters, it's almost like, this is just them kind of going through the motions day by day.
Right.
And I saw it more particularly with Joel Edgerton's character, who at first I was like, but why this man isn't doing anything? Why is he just like, all right, he was arrested, he came out, they tell him he had to go to the judge in a couple of days, whatever. Right. And he just goes back to work, and he just going through life day by day. He's not saying anything, he's not really doing anything.
It's a high wire act that he end up falling on one side with, which is you have to you want to make it realistic and grounded and say, look, it's still people. You still have lives and jobs and so on and so forth. And then another part, you get the sense like they did this cool part. I had a nice part they did. Again, because you get a workable sense of violence and how violence was operated within the South. It's not no big set of music and scariness. It's like they just come real arbitrary for you, and they could take you out. Like, so you had this scene where he saw the Life magazine article wrapped around a brick.
Yeah, wrapped around a brick in his car. Yeah.
And he went home, freak out, tell his son go get a gun.
We'll call the neighbor to get a gun.
To get a gun, and then he was like, and then he saw the brother-in-law, I think it was, and then he got frightened, and then it was like, say, why are you driving so fast?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I get that. You get his workable paranoia, and he had a problem with the media being there while the wife was real hamming it up for the audience.
You find so?
Yeah, no, but that's your point.
Well, yeah,
that was your point.
I liked how she played the character.
Exactly.
She was a lot more optimistic.
Right, but she was clearly she understood why the story worked. And I get why they did that. Is that if you know the history, and I suppose it's a matter of age and time, because I don't know the actual history. I wasn't alive at the time, so I went to see it on the news or read it in the papers, or have a workable sense of how interracial marriage would have been. But for me, my attitude was, it was just everything is just the behind the scenes of how this played out.
Right.
So I don't know. I just couldn't. It just didn't rope me in the way it should have.
Right. Well, I'll just say this before we get to our ratings, right? Yeah. So getting back to Joel Edgerton's character, like at first I was like, well, I'm not really feeling his character that much because he's so quiet, so reserved. But then, when I really understand why he was, it really started dawning on me where it was just all about him and his love for his wife and, his family, and just wanted to be there for his wife and kids. Right. That's when it started really hit me. Not as much as I wanted to, but it did. That's where I really started to feel his characters, Joel Edgerton's performance. A lot of people say that it's Oscar worthy. I kind of agree, but I more say if you had to nominate somebody, nominate Ruth Negga for this, because she was fantastic as this.
Yeah.
I like that she was like not so much a polar opposite, but she was a lot more optimistic.
Yeah.
I like how just like Joel's character, she understood it was how the times were, but it's not like she's going out there and what I would say is that she does think about doing something, about going to the authorities, about going to civil rights rallies and stuff, and letting letting them know about what's going on.
Yeah.
Seeking help and stuff. While Joel is just like, well, this is how it is.
Yeah.
But you know what? At least I have a job. At least people not beating me up or whatever. With the exception of the whole brick in the car thing. But other than that, I just doing this. I working hard for my family, and I can respect that. But Ruth was the one you really
Yeah.
saw that, this was really affecting her. She doesn't come out and see it, right out there, doesn't telegraph it,
Right.
but you see it in her eyes though. And like I would always say personally, I always thought that Ruth always had really nice eyes,
Yeah.
but the way how she uses them in the movie to express emotion, even when she's not seeing anything, is so brilliant, so well done.
It still works. No, it still ultimately works as the classic moral message of, look, you're not winning the battles. You may not win the battle, but you win the war ultimately.
Yeah, and she says something along that line.
Yeah, exactly. And it does that quite well.
Yeah, and I thought that the relationship between the two was sweet as well.
Right.
Even though they were going through their troubles, but I do agree that because it's so subtle and thing, and you don't really get the emotional weight of what's really going on. It's just like them just trying to get by. That's really what it is. Not so much, oh, well, if we go here, you do get hints of it. Like, if we go here, we could be in danger. But you don't really get so much of it emotionally. Now,
Right.
I could argue that, maybe because it's a true story, maybe because the real life characters, the real life people are just like that. They're quiet. They don't, they're not going out there telling people, we got to do something,
Right.
And I guess maybe you could argue that's how it is. That's how they were. But still, because it's a movie and because you really want to feel the weight of what's going on, you have to kind of do something. Not really manipulate the audience, but just make the audience care a lot more. And I just felt, along with you, that the whole subtleness of it was, really was to the detriment of the movie. It was good, but, it's didn't work out as well as it could have.
Yeah.
But apart from all that, though,
Still
direction
solid.
was great.
Yeah.
The writing and dialogue was fine.
Yeah.
The performances were great, like I said, especially from Ruth. I thought Joel was fine as well, too, compared to the other characters he played before.
Right.
It took me a while for me to really get into his character because he was the lead and I was thinking he was going to do something. But then when I really understood it was all about him trying to get by for his family, I was like, all right, now I feel it. Now I respect it. So, for me, rating-wise, I would give this a decent 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Okay.
We're checking out as well. People are going to be pegging this as an Oscar contender, not as a Best Picture.
Okay.
By far, definitely not. But I would say in terms of acting, I would say Ruth has to get a nomination.
Right.
Joel, I guess, could get a nomination as well.
Maybe.
Well, nobody else. Don't give Nick Kroll it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, because he played a character, but he was
I think if I
but I
didn't
think
know
because of his smirkiness.
Yes,
it just didn't work.
if I didn't know who he was, I'd be like, all right, I'd probably buy this character, but he was just so damn distracting to me. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, and one, well, just in closing, what I really love about the movie is that yes, it's about their relationship, about the love they have for each other, but they never play it off as sappy. Like, we're gonna get by, we're gonna make it true.
Right.
We're in a one-room shack, but we love each other.
Right,
and all that
right,
kind of shit. It wasn't like that. It was just them doing, just raising their family, and I love that. It was nice.
Next week we're gonna get into the film that really does that. really does that. We're gonna talk about that movie anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, as for Oscar nominations, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I'll be glad if it
might
gets
get a little
some.
something.
But
It might get a little something.
definitely give a
Right.
Best Actress to Ruth
little something,
because
right.
she in the game for a good while. And I thought that she gave the best performance in this movie. So come on, Academy,
Little
give her a
something.
nomination, man,
Yeah, you'll
please.
find out.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So moving along from.
Oh, did I give my review? My review?
No, wait, dude, shit. I'm sorry. Yeah, give your rating.
I gave it a solid movie, Tom. Still a solid outing. Not too brilliant, but it's still just damn good. You'll enjoy it. Go see it. It's worth your money and time.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving from that, we're gonna get to a movie that I have been hearing a lot about because, like I said last month, I always like to cover. I always like to look at top 10, top 20
Right.
best of movies list, and this movie keeps showing up in it. It's called American Honey.
Okay.
It's directed by a British filmmaker by the name of Andrea Arnold.
All right. I did not see this movie.
Yes, I know. Even though I told you that I saw it, but I
Right.
kind of didn't tell you not to see it. But
Right.
I'll tell you why. All right, so it stars Sasha Lane, which is her very first appearance in the movie. Shia LaBeouf,
Okay.
who last year has been really making his name in terms
Yeah.
of like freestyles on radio shows.
And getting into rap feuds.
Yeah, getting rap feuds with men like Lil Yachty and Soulja Boy,
Yeah.
people that I couldn't give a fuck about.
Speaking of Soulja Boy, go and get your ass kicked badly in a boxing match, which is going to be funny to watch. I am going to watch that.
Yeah.
Because Chris Bogg is like, okay, if you can do that to Rihanna's face, you got to definitely do that to your face. Just so funny.
And we also have Riley Keough. I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Okay.
Last time I saw her was in Mad Max Fury Road. She
Right.
played one of the
War
brides, if you
brides,
call it,
yeah.
the
Yeah,
war brides.
Right.
Right. So this movie is along the vein of movies from the 60s and 70s. Those new American movies like say Easy Rider, Two Lane Blacktop. Stuff that was really showing America. Not just New York and Manhattan and all these rich, lavish places, but more the poor, impoverished areas of America. The areas that you don't see on the news except somebody gets killed or some sort of natural disaster takes place or whatever, right? Right. So American Honey is centered on the character of Star, played by Sasha Lane, and the movie opens with her in one of those like big garbage bins, garbage receptacles, whatever you call them, and she's just like looking for food and stuff, and she has like
Dumpster
this,
diving.
yeah, dumpster, right, yeah, and she has like these there's these two kids, a boy and a girl. They're not. It's kind of established later on that they're not her siblings, but they're just there. So she's just basically like looking for food for them, and this scene that kind of really sets up the fact that she's in poverty, she's poor, she's just in this rough environment, and it's even worse when you get to see her father, who is like this real piece of shit, and her mother, who just doesn't care about the family at all. That she ends up leaving them. So Star just decides one day that she just wants to get out of this environment. She wants to get out of this neighborhood. She wants to go out there and she wants to see and do things. So she goes out to the road. She hitchhikes, and then this car just shows up, unexpectedly, and one of the people inside the car is Jake, played by Shia LaBeouf, and they're just like making noise and having fun and stuff, and she's intrigued by these guys. And then she runs into them again when she goes to Kmart, actually shopping for the two kids. And, Jake comes out. Jake kind of comes out and asks her, well, he kind of says that basically that they are part of this group of, teens who goes out, they sell magazines to people, and it's just like they just able to go from, state to state. They have fun, they drink, they party, they do whatever they want. But it's always about selling those magazines and making money.
Right.
And their boss is played by Riley Keough. Forgive me if I got the name wrong. She plays Crystal. She's like the mother of she's like the dead mother of the group.
Right.
Bitchy at times, but I understand why. She's all up, she's all for these kids having fun. But at the end of the day, it's all about making money and making sure that she gets a cut at the end of the day. So, Star joins with them, and the movie basically is just 2 months, because the movie was shot in 2 months' time.
Right.
Just her experiences going from state to state, her relationship with Shia LaBeouf's character that comes off romantic at times, but, it's a kind of on-again, off-again thing, because he has this kind of thing going on with Crystal, and, Crystal herself doesn't really trust Star at times, and, just the way how she is. And just about her kind of just awakening and becoming this new person, being free. And at the end of the day, really the whole theme is about youth. It's about the wild, just being wild and being reckless and being free. Being able to do what you want at this age and just being you and being able to identify yourself. So what I would say about this movie? What caught me off guard the first, upon first viewing, is the format, like the actual video format of it. So I was expecting like a 16:9, but what I got was not so much a 4:3, but really like a 1:33:1 format. Yeah.
Right.
So it gives the movie like this real documentary style kind of thing. And from what I read, the director of the movie, Andrea Arnold, she just really wanted to make a movie about America, about the 2000s America, basically. She's not going back to the 60s and, about the hippies and all that kind of stuff. Although, like I said before, with, the movies that it kind of references, Easy Rider and, Two Lane Blacktop, it's really about these characters just going out on the road. They're just going and looking for something, or it kind of just seems just going through the motions. They're looking for something, but they never really find it. And they kind of end up really learning more about themselves and about the people who they interact with, and the movie itself is like that. I was thoroughly impressed by Sasha's performance. Like I say, this is a debut performance, and I thought that she had a lot of charisma, a lot of screen presence, and the relationship that she had with Shia, I thought was well handled as well too. It just kind of comes off like every once in a while she would run into him, because it's not all the time that both of them are together. So sometimes he would leave and do other shit, and then they will come back and meet each other and stuff like that. I thought Shia was excellent in this. I kind of like the rough and rugged Shia. Yeah, so it, in terms of him being an actor, this new Shia we got, you could call him a prick and an asshole or whatever, or a douchebag if you want to. But I like this whole rough and rugged kind of version of him. It's more real, it's more authentic. This is not the, oh, well, I'm just a nerdy boy trying to get the hot chick like in Transformers. This is not the Even Stevens. This is not like the Disney's Holes. Remember Holes?
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is not the child star. This is like the more authentic Shia LaBeouf. Riley's character, Crystal, I thought was decent. I felt that they could have done more with her, because she kind of came off as this, like I said, she's the den mother. She's the one who, does the roll call, brings all these teens together and tells them what they have to do. She's the boss, basically, and she doesn't take any shit. But there were aspects about her where it's like, yeah, she's not really trustworthy. She is bitchy at times, and I kind of like that with her character. But I really felt that they could have done more with her, because she kind of came off a little two-dimensional. Like, yeah, I know she's the boss, but I don't really like her. And you're kind of hoping that, okay, Star would have eventually left her, but they kind of don't really play it like that. The rest of the cast, or at least the rest of the group that's involved in this road trip, from what I've learned, are mainly, actors that Andre found on the street, basically.
Oh, really?
Like, she was just looking around, and that's
wow.
the same way how she found Sasha. From what Sasha said, because there's this Vice documentary, if you go on their YouTube channel, you'll find it. She was just, like, she was kicked out of some hotel, and she was just out on the beach. And Andrea was like, oh, you look cool, okay. And, oh, yeah, Sasha has this really cool ras. So she's, like, part black, part Maori.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So she has this ras, and it stands out a lot. Like, I love her fucking hair in this movie. Right. She's like, oh, you look really cool and everything. And, yeah, let me just bring you on board. So, like I said before, the movie was shot in 2 months. And the movie itself, which is roughly about 2 hours and 45 minutes long to estimate. Yeah, it's just really about them just going through one thing after the other. It's like just the day-to-day lives and that kind of stuff. And what I would say is, like, if you're familiar with those road trip kind of movies, I'm not talking about road trip, but like the movies I mentioned before, Easy Rider, Two Lane Blacktop, those kind of shows, where it's not really so much about a narrative. It's just about the characters and just where they are and what they learn and what they see. It's that type of movie.
It's a journey, not destination.
Yeah, it's a journey, not a destination. But the problem for me with it is that exactly it's the journey, not the destination. So yes, it's about youth, and because it's 2 months, and because it's a movie, and because you're expecting a narrative, you're thinking that certain things that happen to characters will be resolved. More particularly the relationship between, Jake and Star. But this kind of ends like, okay, just stops right there. You don't know what's going to happen to them. You don't know what's going to happen to anybody in the future. It's just, they stop at a point. I was like, you know what, this is just a nice scene. Let's just show 5 minutes of it. And you know what, let me just end the movie right there, because why not? Because we done past the 2 hour and 30 minute mark anyway, so fuck it, let me just end right there. But I like the way how it ended. It was a really nice moment as well too. It's kind of like that moment where it's like, yeah, this is what it's all about. This is finally Star's moment to shine, to sound cliche, her where she becomes part of something, where she realizes that she's really part of something, where she's finally free.
Right.
She doesn't have to worry so much about poverty, and yes, she makes money as well too. And I like that there was one particular scene where she goes into this poor area of Texas, I believe. And she goes into this house, and there's these 2 kids there, eerily similar to the 2 kids that she was trying to take care of in the beginning of the movie. And when she comes inside, her mother is just like lying on the couch. She's strung out on heroin, I believe it is. And what does she do? She goes to a supermarket. She buys food stuff for the kids and gives it to them. I thought it was a really sweet moment. The music as well was excellent. I like that. it really does feel like, the music itself really does feel like this is like a mix CD. So what I mean is like,
Right.
you'll hear a song and you'll hear like 2, 3, 4 times, and it's always like the characters in the car playing and listening to the song and singing along. So you heard Rihanna, the song "Love in a Hopeless Place,"
Right.
which is a song that I never really liked, but the beat was nice. But I never liked the song. I never liked the video. I thought the video was terrible. Just saying. But they played that song. You heard Ray Sherman's "No Type."
Okay.
I ain't got no type. No,
Yeah.
You also heard my boy OG Marco, you guessed it, bitch, you guessed it, You hear some dope rap songs in it as well too. I heard Juicy J Bounce It, which was a song that I didn't really fancy. It was with him and Trey Songz. So I got the idea that yes, this is the kind of shit they be listening to in 2015. I thought at first it was 2014, but it's more 2015 kind of stuff. I thought the cinematography was fantastic as well too. You got some great shots
Right.
of that southern area of the United States. Some beautiful shots. The camera work was fine too, although there were a few moments where it felt like they wasn't sure exactly where the camera should be at times. So case in point, there's a moment where Shia LaBeouf and Sasha are literally having sex in the grass, like on the ground there.
Right.
And like there's a moment where the camera is like away, like a short distance away, and then it just kind of comes like close to them when it's getting intense, and then it kind of pulls back when they about finished. I was like, okay. So what the idea is for them to really go in that close to them, that tight when they're having sex? So I mean, why not just pull back a little bit and let them do their thing? You don't have to go in close to get the intensity. We get the point. They're fucking whatever.
Right.
One gripe with me with the movie is, yes, the pace of it is ridiculously long. Like I said, the movie runs at roughly 2 hours and 45 minutes. I would say that it could have cut out like about 10 minutes at least. Like I do get that it's a day-to-day thing. So it's like, okay, this one day you see cows in a pasture, this other day you see this oil field, and you have to show the shots of that, okay, and this happens to the character and this happens to another character, okay. But there were moments where it's like, okay, just pick up the pace, kind of move along. I get the point. Okay, move along. All right, fine. But, apart from all that, I enjoyed it. It's not a show that I could recommend to everyone, really, because of the whole road trip aesthetic. And because of that, you're not going to get that much of a narrative. It's really about Star and, just her experiences and just her embracing freedom and embracing life. And that's really what it's about. But as far as narratives go, you're really not going to get anything. But, if you like that kind of stuff where, you like those kind of road trip kind of movies, you'll enjoy this one. I would kind of compare it to something like Boyhood and the movie that we're going to talk about next, Moonlight.
Right.
Where it feels like, yeah, this is just the experiences of this character. It's all about the character. It's not about really telling this traditional narrative. It's all about the character. But still, like I say, if you just had taken out a little 10 minutes, I would have enjoyed it a lot more.
Right.
So I know some people going into this might be kind of bored by it, but because of the charisma of the actors and because of how real they play them, they really do feel like real characters. And in a way, they are real characters, right down to, Sasha, who I thought had a lot of great screen presence as well, too. And I'm hoping in her case that, she gets to have more roles.
Right.
Plus, she has fucking awesome hair. And Shia, what I would say is, dude, keep on doing these rough and rugged characters. No more of these clean-cut characters like, from even Stevens and Transformers. None of that shit. Do the kind of grimy characters like that.
Right.
So, in
I mean,
closing...
I had a lot of respect for him in Theorie.
Yeah, like I don't know, like as he stepped out of that child actor bubble, I really started appreciating him a lot more. We could forget about the whole green screen. Do it, let's do it. We'll forget about that stage.
Yeah.
The man could spit. The man could spit bars. Like just go up on YouTube and look for his freestyles that he did last year.
Right.
He did some good shit. So yeah, for me, I would just give this a lighter, decent 3.5 out of 5 stars. I say it's really worth checking out once you know what you're gonna get yourself into, which is not that much of a narrative, but just seeing these characters, these young characters, just living life and appreciating life. And for me, having been to the States and just have not seen enough, I personally wish I could go on a freaking road trip in the States and get to see all these places that they went to. Like,
Right.
It kind of sells you on that. And just seeing that it's from a British director says a lot too, because it's really about the America that you don't get to see. And Like, I would love to go there and see these things for myself. I might like it, but I really would love to be there. So yeah, American Honey,
Cool.
we're checking out.
All right.
Not the best movie in the world, but I do see why it showed up in a lot of top 10 lists.
Okay.
It's not groundbreaking or anything like that, but still, for what it was,
Yeah.
a great movie all the same. So yeah, check it out.
Cool.
So moving from, one movie about America to another in a sense, but really more universal in the sense of how fucked up it is growing up, and how life could just kind of beat you over the head, and how you come out of it kind of depends not just on you but your environment.
Right.
Product of my own environment, pretty much. We're gonna talk about a movie that both of us wanted to see since last year. It was on many top 10 lists. A lot of people call it the best movie of 2016.
Yeah,
Unfortunately for us, we got to see it thanks to the kind folks at Studio Film Club. Thank you guys so much for bringing down this movie, because honestly, I highly doubt this will get a theatrical release down here. Unfortunately, I'm talking about Moonlight from director Barry Jenkins.
Yeah.
And I tell you one time, this is gonna get a lot of Oscar buzz. A lot of it.
Yeah, it already has. There's a bunch of it's between this and La La Land.
Yeah. All right. So you want to just run through what the movie is about in a nutshell?
Yes. So this movie is about a young man by the name of
Chiron.
Little Chiron Black.
Yeah.
It's just his three names. He has three nicknames throughout the story, which they use to enunciate 3 acts of the story. And basically, it's just a young, gay, black man with a crackhead of a mother.
Yeah, played excellently by Naomi Harris. Did not expect her to have that range. But more on that.
And him growing up in Miami, poverty, all the stigmas and pathologies of black community.
And then him
and it's
not
him,
really sure of who he's about.
Yeah,
him
and
struggling with his identity.
Yeah, his
really.
identity. And it's basically kind of what Boyhood should have been.
Yeah, in a nutshell, that's what it should have been.
Yeah, this did that so much better. I really like this movie. It's really, really good. Really well done. I don't know about a perfect 10 out of 10 or anything like that. We could start.
For me, no.
Nah, it's not arguable.
But close, definitely close.
Here's the thing. It's one of those movies that I was really worried about, because when you watch your ratings, a little too perfect.
Yeah,
A little too perfect.
yeah.
And I was like, might be artificially inflated. It's one of those. Here's the thing. I was really hard pressed, but that's the thing. It's one of those that you're hard pressed to find a bad review for it. Because usually you'll have the quote unquote, the usual people will hype it, who you expect. Then you'll look for the critics who will go out of the way to try to say, hey, counter narrative.
Yeah.
Like that douchebag from Detroit. I forget his name. Armand White.
Oh, he didn't like it.
No, I don't know if he did like it, but I didn't look for his review actually. I should have.
Oh.
But people like him just kind of almost go against the grain. But
Right.
I can even find that. Usually when you're going, like Metacritic is a quick rule of thumb for this, right? So you go on Metacritic, you click the reviews for the official reviews, proper.
Right, that's on the left-hand side, I
Right,
believe.
yeah,
And
the
then you have
the proper critic reviews and then the
and then
user
you have
reviews.
the user reviews on the right.
Now,
right.
here's the thing: the critic reviews, there is no mediocre or bad reviews for it. It's all good reviews. It has a next to perfect score of 99 is either fluctuate between 99 and 100 as an average rating.
Right.
And then the user reviews has a lot of good scores. I think 1 or 2 mediocre scores and then a handful of bad scores. And when you read through the bad scores, a lot of it's mostly homophobic stuff. So
really?
So you could ignore it.
I thought he was gonna say it was boring or
No,
something.
no. It have a couple people who that do that, but it have usually homophobic stuff. Hey, there's a gay movie, some bullshit like that. You know the usual.
It's a gender depression.
Right. Or they'll jump on. Oh, it's identity politics.
Yeah.
So
But I'll talk about that in a bit.
yeah, or they'll say SJW or some bullshit like that. Most of that you could ignore. But then it had a lot of good reviews for it, and I was like, okay, that's the more accurate consensus of how I feel about the film. Is this movie well done in terms of shots, lighting, acting, cinematography, coloring, shit like that? The answer is yes.
Hell's fucking yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's very well done.
Every shot is well thought out, well planned, well detailed.
When I was watching it again, is the bullshit film student. I was watching it. I was like, is that a Tatami shot? You know, that bullshit.
Yeah.
But I was getting that feeling. It had a little bit of Ozu there, right? If anybody
Yeah,
right.
of course. Like you're drawing from your idols,
right.
so it's like
and I was thinking,
like Spike Lee, like
right.
really Spike Lee.
And I was thinking of that. I was like, oh, it have a shot. But in my head, I was like, you noticed in the first third, with the first act.
Yeah. Oh yes, we forgot to mention there's 3 acts or 3 vignettes.
Yeah, Little Chirac
So
Black.
Little Chirac when he was little,
yeah.
Then as a teenager
Chirac.
going to college,
Right.
and then as an adult,
Black.
and a drug dealer. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a bit of a spoiler there. Anyway, but the opening shot is either it's a person who on their knees, usually with the shot when Ozu take the shot.
Yes.
In the hallway. It's looking exactly like a cut like that, This really symmetrical shot in the hallway.
Yes.
And then they cut back, same kind of shot, similar shot, and it's the height of a child.
Right.
Or somebody on their knees, a woman could be like, usually in the case of Ozu's films, that's the context.
Yes.
Where the camera is, where the height of the camera is.
Yeah.
It's roughly the height of, a 9-year-old boy. He was around 8, 9 in the beginning.
And how he sees the world,
exactly.
literally.
And they do such a good job with that. And they end it perfectly of him finding out the nature of Wan. This is played by Mashallah Ali.
Yeah.
We mentioned this guy because we were talking about him.
Yes.
He is in a couple great movies this year. He was in Hunger Games, as I say, you don't remember.
Yeah. And he was in Luke Cage, which was one of my favorite shows,
Right.
TV shows of last year.
He has had an excellent year as an actor. In my
I
opinion.
know. Yes, and also in he had presence. I would say not too much in season 4 of House of Cards.
Right.
Yeah.
He also in Hidden Figures, which we will be reviewing
Yeah.
soon.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah.
This month. Right?
Yeah. So, good actor. That dude I love since, if you remember, the 4400.
Yeah. Well, I remember the show. Haven't watched it, but I remember the show.
He was a big character with an interracial relationship, which I should have referenced in the relevant review, but I forget. Anyway, don't matter.
Yeah.
Point is, has a nice little role. I thought he would have had a bigger role in it.
No.
But they do a good job with him and the idea of male bonding, especially black male bonding. Right, it's really important because there's a very important scene with him with Swing.
Right. I'll talk about his character as well too.
And they make it reference it back with the name of the movie.
Yes.
And
yes.
some very important scenes in the movie.
Yes.
Right, especially with a lot of formative moments of the movie. I really like this movie. The person I was trying to remember his face. He was in the third act of the movie. This is the actor. He was in a movie he's in a show called The Nick.
All right, I've heard of The Nick.
Yes, solid damn show.
Andrew Holland,
yes.
Yeah.
The movie I first discovered him in, this is when I first noticed him as an actor, was a movie with Kevin Costner. And so I'm going to play 6 Degrees of Separation of black actors.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Here we go.
Yeah. So he was in a movie called Black or White, with Kevin Costner.
Mm-hmm.
Also starring Octavia Spencer.
Right.
Who was in Hidden Figures with Janelle Monáe.
Uh-huh.
Who's in this?
Yes.
So we do have a nice little circle again.
I talk about Janelle Monáe for a sec.
She was great. She had a nice little role. She was playing the angel, the angel figure.
Yeah.
The person who's the savior of Chiron. She's the person who is a little too perfect. In a role, but she was nice to see.
I just love the fact that she was always there for everything. Like, come over, have some food, sleep, whatever.
There's a great moment in the beginning about Andrew. Sorry, not Andrew, with Little as Chiron. He was asking something about himself. And he says, I don't want to sell the scene out, but, Mashallah, he says, yeah, but that's what happens with blah, blah, blah. And then, but sometimes, and then they just cut to Janelle Monáe, just shaking her head, and the entire crowd maybe laughs.
Yeah.
Because it's a great moment in the movie. She was great in this. I was unclear what her job was.
Yeah, it's never really established what it is. Yeah.
And again, much like with I'll say the opposite. This is what I was saying. What this movie does much better. Unlike Lovin', which does the slice of life approach, and I think that was a bad approach. This does the slice of life approach, and it's much better.
Right.
This is how you're supposed to do this. You kind of don't find out a lot of what happens to certain characters. What happens to one? Not sure. Now, a guy like me, I'm a kind of old audience member. I'm a stickler for stuff like that. So I would like to find out what happens to one. What happens to Janelle Monáe? It's unclear, right? We know we kind of have somewhat of a relationship at the end of Black's relationship with him. What happens with the two of them, kind of, but we just mentioned the mother. Him having somewhat of a closure with his mother. Pretty touching scene. Well done.
Yeah.
What else? They do violence. Reasonably well done. You know, how it is that gay black people have to deal with violence in their community. Right?
Yeah.
Well done.
And this is something there. What I like as well, too, is that it doesn't play off like what you would expect in an urban drama of this nature.
Exactly.
At its heart,
because
it is an urban drama.
I was really expecting a lot of cliched approaches to
so
hood violence.
Yes, you're not gonna get the drive-by like Boise Hood,
right?
Or somebody getting beat up in the middle of the road,
right?
Like Menace to Society.
Yeah.
It's not that type of movie.
Yeah, they make it work. I forget the actor's name of Andre Holland in the middle sequence when they were in high school.
It is Ashton Sanders.
Right,
yeah, that's the actor.
You have a really, really gripping moment with his character and him.
Yeah.
Right. I'm saying gripping and his.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. Yeah.
Wink. Right. Gripping in not that intent, but there's a great moment with him, the big formative moment of the story of the character, and then there's a really sad, unfortunate moment later involving the two of them.
Yes.
And they do their relationship quite well. It's really slice of life because after that, and there's a big moment with Chiron. Chiron has to disappear for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Then they jump. They do a next time skip. And then they come back in contact with each other. And that was a great moment with the two of them.
It was.
Excellent relationship. Again, Andre Holland is a damn good actor. He's a person I loved him since Black or White. Love him in the Nick. Great actor. And he was really good in that scene in the final sequence.
Yeah, he was. I was impressed by it.
Right. And then
by his performance.
By his performance, yeah. It was really, really good. And then at the end, they kind of leave it kind of open.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a good ending.
Well, rightfully so as well.
Yeah.
So I would say that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what I would say is, just right off the bat, before I forget to mention it, I will say this. Now, I tried to go away with low expectations, but I couldn't get there. I was like, okay, I know I'm gonna be blown away.
Yeah.
But I just let the movie kind of just speak for itself. I
Yeah.
didn't come in like, okay, I have to love every single moment of it.
Right.
I let everything play out, and what got me is that there were things that narratively that I did not expect. Things that happened. So case in point, what happens to Mahershala Ali's character.
Right.
How come he's not in the second act.
Right.
But the more I thought about it, when I thought of
third act. Because when he got the call, at first I was hearing the voice, I was like, I thought that was Mahershala Ali. For a second. And then because the way how the camera was, and it cut for a second, it was like, he went in the white outfit, I was thinking, oh shit, he went to prison. That's where my brain immediately went.
Right.
And then it's like, oh no, shit, it's this other character. Okay. And I thought they would have resolved that. Nope.
Yeah.
Didn't see what happened to him. Not sure.
No.
Clear.
Yeah, but I didn't even like, but this is one thing I like about the movie though, is because it jumps from one decade, you could say, to another.
Right.
It does not stop to tell you, okay, this is what happened prior to that.
No.
This character got shot. This character got married. They got divorced.
I'm one of those that, again, I'm a stickler for that, but it didn't need to do that, and it served the movie quite well.
Yeah, and what I liked, I wouldn't call it an original technique, but it made it really different.
Yeah.
Where it's not so much about the events that happen from this point to the next. It's really about where this character is, the character of Chiron, and how he has to deal with his environment.
Yeah.
How he has to deal with his situation. How he has to deal with his life now. And I loved how the movie did that. Now getting to the whole homosexual aspect of it.
Right.
What I loved about this movie thoroughly is that, to me, it did not come off like this is just a homosexual propaganda piece.
I
did not see that at all. Yes, there are moments where, and yes, it is about Chiron really wrestling with his sexuality as well, too. You see it more in the second act with him and his friend Kevin, and how that turns out, all that. But I never got the idea that, yes, this entire movie is about him dealing with homosexuality.
Right.
It's not that. I saw it primarily as this urban drama and something really universal. So
that's the thing.
you don't have to be.
They do the whole. They do the whole thing with him. It comes across better, and why it's so well told because it just comes across as just a dude nervous in sexuality. Period.
Yeah,
And
it
that
is.
He did that so well. I was like, at no point you're thinking he's this gay guy and have
No,
a gay thing, and
Yeah.
they didn't make it about that at all. At no point you even like think about it or even and. That is how you're supposed to tell a story of a character. One of the, sorry to say it, one of the big mistakes a lot of people on the, well, I'm going to say the left for the most part, right? The identity politics type people, they try to make it all about that.
Exactly.
And that is a big mistake.
I totally agree with you.
It's almost always a mistake in storytelling because it's distracting.
Yes.
Even if you, and then the sad part is that they kind of make a case of victimhood and saying, well, no, you had to be homophobic if you didn't like it this way. I was like, no, brother. You're missing the point. You had to make it about our general identity. Yes, you can. In this, they make a perfect balance of a unique identity and still make it universalized and still make you empathize with the actor.
That's right.
Because of the acting.
Yes.
That's another thing I have to talk about with this movie. Now, we talk about Mashallah Ali. Damn good. Talk about, Naomi Harris. Great as a crackhead. Right?
Yeah.
She channeled Halle Berry a little bit there.
yeah. Especially like in the first and second acts.
Yeah, exactly. Channel Halle Berry a little bit there. But I have to say, I forget the boy's name, the actor as Chiron, as Middle Chiron, was so damn good for me because you're just watching just facial expression and nervousness, anger, skinny, how he just deal with violence, how he deal with things. Because I have a whole scene with him and violence, a couple moments, and it's just him being nervous. How you're hearing intonations in dialogue when they're talking and he's nervous. He nervous and in this part, but he nervous here. How to feel relaxed here. A little scene with he's smoking weed.
Yeah.
He just stay out of trouble. Try to, but his relationship with drugs, you could tell, is something that is clearly something that he has a mixed relationship with because it's his mom.
Yeah.
What's mom about? His relation. Now, the younger Chiron, I was kind of underwhelmed with.
Alex Hibbert. Yeah.
Little.
What I would say with him is that.
It
was just like, okay, just look sad. Just be sad. Don't answer any questions. Just be sad. That's all.
I don't know what I couldn't, again, because I couldn't follow how it is, but he's speaking a little too well for my good.
Oh, okay.
That was my problem with that. Whilst teenager and adult Chiron was, that's how they should talk.
Yeah, they have a bit of a...
That's a
drawl, really.
Drawl,
yeah,
right.
Really.
That worked. I just watching little that's what I say with the acting. That's the thing. I was just using the facial recognition software in my head. I was just watching eyes, how twitches in the face, these kind of things, nervousness in the throat, and that was coming across. I was like, that was 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was like really well done. You totally empathize with this character. Totally work.
But we have to talk about the oldest.
And then the adult Chiron again,
played by Trevant Rhodes.
Yeah, the adult Chiron. Just as good.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good.
What I like is that not just the physicality of it, because he looks tough. Because he's a drug dealer. He looks like he could just kick your ass.
Yeah.
And like there's a moment where you're thinking, oh shit, he can like beat the shit out of this guy. But then it's like, no. But there's these little nuances about him.
And
like, you could tell he's unsure. He's nervous of certain things, especially when, he meets with Kevin again.
Yeah, and that was great. They did a good job with, because the guy, he's this big, thug looking. He's, he was playing classic, man.
He's playing, right. Well, I'll talk about the music in a bit, but yeah.
Right, and they just, like, so a person watching from the outside would think, this guy is like this thug and badass and so on and so on. It's a total cover.
Yeah, it is.
The guy is the same nervous kid inside, and when he gets, again, when they come to the end of the film and there's a big confession he makes, you totally get that again. Again, you're watching nervousness, still nervous, still,
still unsure of himself and his environment.
This is where the movie shines.
Yeah.
Excellent character piece.
All right. Yes, totally agree. Excellent character piece. Yeah. So just getting back to the whole homosexuality aspect.
Right.
Yeah. So I saw this just as an urban drama, but because it was so focused on its central character, and because that character was so well fleshed out, so well realized, I never looked at it like, oh well, this is just about promoting homosexuality. No, it's not about that. Yeah. And if you go into it and you like the parts where he opens up and the whole sexual week, that's fine.
It's there for
but
you.
It's not about that, and that's what I loved about this movie. And it's for me,
and the important point, it doesn't erase the identity.
Exactly.
That's the important point too.
It doesn't shy away from it. Yeah, exactly. But it's there, but it doesn't overpower.
A lot of people equate it. They get into this. I mentioned this earlier, the false dichotomy aspect of it now, and it's a big problem. At the end of the day, statistically, most of us aren't gay. Right? It's going to be hard for us to make a to have a general empathizing audience to make a story. The last time this was done, and in my opinion, I thought it was done quite well, was Ang Lee and
Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah. I thought that was an excellent story. The big controversial part of that movie was, in my opinion, for me, was not the gay part and the characters being gay. It was the violence.
Yeah.
And the aspect of gay bashing. That was the shocking part. I was like, oh shit, this is what happened in the ending. That catch me off guard. That's how to tell a story. That worked, and it was a product of its time. This is the product of now.
I agree. I totally agree.
This is what cinema is now. Sorry to say it. This is the future. Barry Jenkins, brother, I think you're going to have a great future.
Yeah.
This was some fantastic fucking filmmaking, Dread.
All right. Well, I will get to Maureen in a bit because there's actually a few things I wanna say before we jump into that. Right. All right. So, all that aside, though, this is an excellent movie.
Yeah.
When I saw the first time, I would admit, I was like, all right, this was not what I expected.
Right.
But the more I thought about it, the more it sunk in.
Yes.
I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. Because it's really the whole gaps in time that threw me off at first. And then the character as well, too. But then I understood that it's really... And I want to make it so universal. And this is what makes it really stand out to me the most, is just how awkward, how you feel in life. The awkwardness of life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that everyone's life is great, you know? I mean, you could have as much likes on Facebook or
whatever,
Instagram and all that shit, but we all deal with some sort of self-doubt.
Yeah.
We aren't perfect, you know?
Yeah.
We may look perfect on the surface. Some people do. I don't. I would admit that. But we all deal with some kind of fear, some kind of nervousness. I love how the movie addresses it. And you really got a sense of how it feels to be. You really got an idea of how it was in Chiron's head.
Yeah.
More particularly with Mahershala's character.
Yeah.
Him being in the first act, and then when Chiron understands something about him, you don't see him again.
Yeah.
So, that's the idea of not having finding a father figure and then losing him just like that.
And the thing is, you could easily imply what happens to him.
Yeah.
Just with the shared relationship with him and Chiron. And again, I don't want to spoil what it is.
No.
But it's like when they have the scene with that and they follow up with it. Because I thought they would have little Chiron be oblivious to that. Nope. He pick up on that shit one time.
Yeah, he pick up on it one time.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, wow, that's real dark, though.
And, for me, I was like, well, I was thinking, oh, gosh, why you not seeing this character again? But then I understood,
it's easy to imply, even though we're not too clear what happens, it's easy to imply with him and the relationship with Janelle Monáe. Because, again, we're not sure how we have a relationship with Janelle Monáe. If she's so nice and so, why should she have a relationship with him?
Right.
What was the connection? Not sure.
Right.
Not unclear. We don't know what it is. She looks very healthy and clean, so at no point you get the sense, because again, this movie does realism quite well. You get the sense that these are real people.
Yeah.
Every character is like that. Teachers, people in the school, what do you call it? The mom.
Yeah.
That's
all these people look and feel real.
Yeah. So Janelle Monáe, I was watching her face, and I don't think that she would have gone out of her way to try to look clean and perfect in the movie. So it's like, what exactly is her job?
Yeah.
To have her not, be clearly, she, at no point she looks very stable, psychologically healthy. She's a person that at no point she has any pathologies. She almost, I would go as far as might say, and she might be a little bit of a Mary Sue, not, this kind of perfect character, maybe, but she was the angel character.
Yeah.
That's what she was.
And you kind of needed that for a movie like this. You need somebody
she was that
for Chiron to look up to.
Exactly. She had that stable grounding, but you're not sure what happens. Continue your point.
Right. So I was saying, right. Yeah, but just because it's focused on his character, because he's so, well developed in terms of, his character, you really got to see the world through his eyes, just the lack of a father figure.
Yeah.
Even from the beginning of the movie, and then you have this one person who comes on, and then you realize what he's doing, and then it's like, well, yeah, bye.
Yeah.
But you're not really sure if it's bye or... goodbye or whatever. No. It's not really said, but it's really up to the viewer to
exactly.
figure it out.
So my 2 cents, I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. But what I like also too is that it does not play the whole boyhood gimmick.
That's the thing. It does boyhood so much better.
All these characters' lives on
exactly. Yeah. It does boyhood
every year.
This is how
it's
you're
like
supposed
that.
to do
It
this.
jumps from one period to the next because it's not so much about the times. It's really about the environment and how it changes and how it affects
the only reason boyhood gets the better nod is only because of the practicality of it.
Yeah, it was very, very ambitious.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But in the end of the day, it's like, this kind of fell flat for me. I liked it, but
there was not really so much narratively. It's just about this boy growing up and Ethan Hawke's being there, and
the big point is that
the mother who won an award. Oh gosh, I forget the actress's name.
I was confused with Toni Collette.
Yeah, she won Best Actress. Patricia Arquette. Yes,
right,
who I thought was fantastic in that movie. But it just really did feel like we just watching a boy grow up 12 years. We see
and it didn't. That movie ultimately.
But this movie here is like the polar opposite. You see like just how bad it is, and it's not so much about the environment itself. I mean, the environment is what it is, but really about growing up, having these feelings inside of you, and then your peers looking down at you, and then you only have this one person, like we saw in the second act, really opening up to you and being friendly, and then he kind of opens up as well too, and then you have that sexual awakening, spoiled it, and then just that is like the one moment where he feels love, which is not a moral love, but sexual love,
right?
And then it's like how you feel afterwards, and then dealing with that, and then even right down to when he becomes a man now, and then you take it, oh well, he's making money, he's trapping, but still, just the fact that he's still dealing with these problems inside, and then when he meets Kevin again, it's like, I didn't really quite get over them because they weren't really resolved. And then I love that at the very end where it's still not resolved, it's just gonna be part of their lives forever, and the issue is just how are they gonna deal with it,
Right. This as I say, you wanna give it a rating? I just want to talk about one small part, which is a camera on a car. That was awesome.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I'll just talk about the camera angle, the cinematography and thing, and then you could get to that. Right. Yeah. The camera work is excellent. You could tell that the people behind this movie, behind the camera, really took the time to set up this thing. It's almost like every shot says something. So every shot has a particular function. It has a particular meaning. It works perfectly. And you could talk. Let's talk about that car door shot.
Driving the car, and I was like, I was noticing how it. So every time you're watching a car, you always wonder where the camera is and how the camera is moving.
Yes.
So and what you do is you watch the back behind how the scene moving about.
Yeah.
Actually, the first person I learned this from is sadly Michael Bay. Michael Bay is kind of
the king of car chases.
But remember he always do the slow telephoto rotating shot stuff, right? Right. That's the first time I learned that, because you get the sense of how to get the sense of where the camera is by what is moving in the background. It's the night sky approach to filmmaking. So I was watching this and I was like, wait, where is the camera exactly? Because I didn't think that somebody's outside in a cage had the camera.
Right.
I didn't get that. Well, I was thinking, the camera on the door? And then
when the door shut and you see the camera shake up,
the whole thing move with the door and then it comes back. I was like, oh, that's a real ambitious shot. It's a really student filmy moment, but it works. It totally works. So that's it. I was like, that catch me off guard. That's so well done. And I was like, cool. This has some good smart shots in it.
Yeah, what else? The cinematography was so gorgeous, so beautiful.
Yeah.
And right down to the color correction in this though was like on point.
Because they had this great little kind of pseudo dream montage with the mother.
Oh, I loved that shot. It was so great. We saw it twice in the movie.
Yeah, they did it twice, and they had a thing where they go forward and they did a rewind kind of scene.
Yeah.
I'm like, I kind of get. And again, you could just pull in your own symbolism of what that means. I have my own 2 cents about that. Whatever. But it does a good job with that. What else?
Yeah, what else? The acting was excellent.
Yeah. Final shot with him.
Moonlight. That final shot. I love that final shot. Open to interpretation, of course, but I kind of get what it means, but I'll keep it to myself. You would need to see for yourself. The actors who played Chiron, Alex Hibbert, Ashton Sanders, and Trevante Rhodes, I thought each did a fantastic job of what they were given.
Right.
Alex Hibbert, because he was a child, was more like, anything, just look sad and look morose.
If anything,
and
he was the
whatever.
weakest link, if anything. And it's because, but I didn't think about it only after the fact, because he was the first in the link.
Yeah.
So
and it was almost like, dude, you're just being sad for the sake of being sad. You're like, you're not going to open up, you're not going to say anything. But then I guess that's the point.
That's the premise, right? Exactly. So it worked with the character.
Yeah.
This whole just psychologically just being beaten down your whole damn life.
Exactly.
And it immediately set that in, because he's 9 and things are like this already.
Yeah.
And he goes, because they do this good job with the whole, when they open it with the trap house.
Yeah.
And I was like, you in your head is like, wait, why are you going to a trap house? You think it's random. Nope. That trap house is a very real place to him. He knows what it is because it's related to the mumming.
Yes.
And I was like, ooh, all right. Yeah. Stuff like that, And it's like, wait, how it is you have access to this? Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I was like, all right, this is a little disturbing.
But this in closing before we get to rating.
Right.
So, but most importantly, what this movie is and what I loved it so much for is about masculinity. It's not about are you gay or are you not gay? And,
that-
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, that
that's
nonsense.
part of it.
Yeah.
It's really about masculinity, especially, you know, with African Americans and
Yeah.
how it is in that.
In our Hidden Figures review, I'm going to talk about the end of a particular theme we have had for black film and television
Okay.
through for 2016 and
All
2000.
right, yeah.
And I'm going to give my full opinion about that with Hidden Figures.
All
Hidden
right.
Figures is the last point, is the end point of that.
Yeah.
It's the glottal stop of the story.
Right.
I wanted to talk about it here, but I need to talk about the Hidden Figures.
Yeah,
in particular.
once you see Hidden Figures,
Right.
then I could
talk about
understand
something
what you mean.
interesting,
Right.
right.
So, yeah, masculinity. Just the idea of being a black man and just
Yeah.
how,
What that
urban
means.
culture, like
Yeah.
in the States have established that the idea of doing what you have to do to get money. So, like in the third act, of Chiron being this drug dealer. Yes, it's not something that he wants to do, but, it's the idea of making money and having
Yeah.
that car and getting paid and all that kind of stuff. I know it established from such a young age about being a man, and that's what I loved about that particular moment where you saw Chiron playing football.
Yeah.
Well, soccer football. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. And then to the moment where his friend Kevin is being, persuaded to prove he's a man by, punching
Right, yeah.
this character out. I'm not going to
Yeah,
say
yeah,
who.
yeah.
And all that kind of thing.
Yeah,
there.
little things, yeah.
Yeah, those little things I thought it work. And even right down to Kevin and his nature,
Yeah,
always bragging about fucking girls and all that kind
Right,
of stuff.
yeah.
But then at that moment where they're vulnerable, where they're by themselves,
Right.
where he opens up as well too.
Right.
And it's that vulnerability about being a man is what I really loved about the movie. That what makes it
Yeah.
still the most to me. That's why I can't see it as, this is just a pro-homo movie.
No,
It's
no,
not
yeah,
that.
at no point,
I mean,
yeah, no point
No,
that
it's not
it-
a
to try to-
propaganda
but
or
yeah, that
agenda.
nonsense, yeah.
It's universal. It's about being a man. And even if you're not a male, watching
No,
this
yeah.
thing, you could relate to the whole awkwardness of growing up, of
Yeah.
being yourself and
Yeah.
not wanting to follow what everybody
Right.
else is doing. But I'll just
so-
say last thing though with music.
Yeah.
And then we could just get to rating wise. Because, yeah, so much we could talk about this show. But the music, I thought that the choices that they did musically was fantastic.
Right.
There were a few kind of classic, classical music being
Right,
played.
used, yeah.
Yeah. I thought it added a dramatic weight
strength
to
to
it.
it,
Yeah,
yeah,
strength
yeah.
it. But there's one song, well, actually two songs in particular. Like, the first being a song from the group Goody Mob called
Right.
Cell Therapy.
Yeah.
Listen to that shit, you'll love it. And that song pretty much kind of talks about just the paranoia of being in the hood.
Yeah.
But it's just really about like being in this environment and realizing that, yeah, somebody could just peek in, like the chorus goes like this: who's that peeking in my window? Pow.
Yeah.
Nobody know. So yeah, so it's that whole paranoia of living in the hood that somebody could be looking in trying to shoot you, but if you're ready, blow, you could shoot them.
Yeah.
I like how they played it at the opening of the third act.
Yeah.
Not just to say, well, yeah, we
It's
in
like-
Atlanta now, we're not in Miami
Yeah,
anymore,
yeah.
but really because of the life that Chiron has to live now,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's selling drugs, but at the same time, he has to watch his back because somebody could come and kill him.
Yeah.
And it goes into the whole paranoia of just being a black man, not just selling drugs, but just being black,
Yeah.
in the States. And the second song, which stood out the most to me, was in the same third act, was Classic Man.
Yeah.
But the version,
Jadinia.
the version of what he played
Is, chopped
was
and
the
screwed.
chopped and screwed
Right,
version.
yeah.
So think of it like just this slowed and just this distorted
Walked out, yeah,
version.
yeah.
And when you think about the whole message of the song, which by the way, Janelle Monáe actually has part to play in I think it's the original, the remix she was in.
I don't know the remix. I know is Kendrick Lamar was the thing, but I know he part of her label.
Yeah. Kendrick was on it, and Janelle Monáe was
Right.
on it as well too.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if it's the original or the remix.
I know
I'm
Janelle
not
is
too
part
sure.
of her label. Her label, I think, and Wonderland. Wonderland is it?
I think it is okay.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. Right.
Yeah.
So just the idea of twisting that whole song
right.
about I'm a classic man,
Yeah, exactly.
and
It's
making
a-
it
it's a-
warped
it's
up.
a basically right, exactly. It's
Yeah, kinda
that's
says a
good-
lot about
that's
the character
That's a
too.
good point. It's a bizarro version of the classic
Yeah.
man, like what you want to be.
Yeah,
in
like
terms of success and thing, and
exactly,
what
and
you're
this is what you
not-
end up
yeah, it's
becoming,
like
you know.
not-
And
not
it's
supposed
not
to be
just and not just with him being this drug dealer, but just
Right.
what he has to go through all of his life.
Right.
Wanted to be a boy, wanted to be, just wanted to live live his life.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about people, bullies and all that kind of shit, and crackhead mothers and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But because of where he is now, it's kind of like this warped version of what he wanted to be, and it's really unfortunate. And to me, the movie, you really got a sense of sadness, a sense of like hopelessness.
Right.
By the end, you got
A
the
little
very
something.
last shot. You kind of got an idea
A little
of
something.
wanted to go back to childhood. Some glimpse of
Yeah.
happiness that
Right.
you got there, and I loved how the movie ended. So yeah, in closing, this was, I won't say this is like a 10 out of 10 for me or 5 out of 5, but it's certainly way up there. This is one of the best, I don't want to call it indie movies. Independent, best small scale movies.
A24 is
as a $5 million budget movie, but for what it did for its small budget, you know.
Yeah.
I thought it was well done from the acting to the camera work to the music. Everything in this worked. I would say it is hyped up a lot. It was like we live in that kind of time where you kind of have to like a show because everybody like a show.
It's a weird time because what ended up happening is that it had a particular social paradigm that was going, and then the American election happened, and you realize that dream has been shattered for many people.
Yeah.
And with last year Oscars, that's why it's an interesting kind of time. With last year Oscars and what that happened, so it's an interesting blowback of how culturally this film may fare, and a lot of people, it just come out at a good time.
Yeah.
Which
will explain why Spotlight won.
I won't go as far as saying. I won't go as far as saying it's cynical, because people have real emotions right now.
Yeah.
But I could see why this movie, even before the election happened, people were still
why the resonated with people.
Yeah, exactly. And then the election happened, and it's like, oh, that narrative play out in a certain way for many people.
That's right.
Now, I don't hold on to this narrative, or actually you could call it the counter narrative at this point, about what happened. I don't think it's as bad, and I think it's a little bit hyperbolic, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I understand people's opinion.
Yeah.
And emotions. So that's that. I don't want to stay out of that politics.
But all right.
For the sake of the film, it totally works. The premise.
But the thing is, with me, because of what it was going for, because of the message, because of the themes, it easily beats, Boyhood.
Oh yeah,
by far.
By far.
While Boyhood was just like, oh, look at this fascinating thing of this boy growing up to, this young man, whatever.
Yeah.
This one was telling something deeper, something darker, something so truthful, something that we all relate to, regardless of religion or class or race or sex or whatever. We all deal with this shit.
Yeah.
And I love how the movie addresses that without hammering over the head. It really puts you into the mind of its character and really showing how he feels about things, and just not being able to interact the way how you would expect normal people, use that quote unquote, would react to things. But I don't want to look back now and be like, yeah, I love this movie because everybody loved it.
No, yeah.
But this is one
it's one that I had to see for myself.
Yeah, but this is one that I imagine years after I've seen this,
it's gonna be
It's still gonna hold out for me. This is not like Boyhood, where I would admit I was on the bandwagon because of the whole 12-year thing.
Yeah, exactly. Just with the sheer logistics of it, I was hyped for that movie. But then if you ignore that part, it's like, this movie don't really hold up that well. That's Boyhood.
Yeah, but this one is gonna hold out.
Yeah.
So for me, I give this a strong 4.5 out of 5 stars. This would have made my top 10 for me.
Yeah.
Fuck it, this would have made my top 5.
Yeah.
I still say OJ Made in America is the best for me.
This would have make my top for the year for me as well. I don't think it'll make number one. It had appeal to you personally.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's why I love this so much.
It's so well told. Because I'm not a gay man.
Yeah.
It wasn't that personal to me. I'm not really involved in gay culture or know many people who are gay.
Neither am I.
So I couldn't, it wasn't, sure it had some little winking and little hidden references there that might have looked, that I probably wouldn't have seen or noticed, but this movie just totally worked. Here's the thing, I initially had this at low IMAX. And then when I started thinking about the film and it started playing out in my head of how this should play out,
that's how it works.
It grew.
Yeah.
And this gets an IMAX, solid IMAX.
Well done. Yeah.
Really, really enjoyed this movie. This would I get. It'll probably be a number 3 or something. Not sure.
Yeah. I just love how universal it is. It's not just about, well, this is how it is to be gay in America.
Right.
Blah,
that
blah,
crap.
blah.
Yeah.
No, it's about
it does,
trying to be you and how hard it
and
is.
Here's the thing. It does.
How we all still have to feel
a movie
with it.
in my head, I wasn't good. I was gonna bring it up. But a movie I thought it would do, and I thought I was kind of annoyed with that movie and how that pile on the black struggle was Precious.
Yes.
And I thought that just was, slabbering it on, overdoing it. Oh, she this and she this and she this.
Yeah, she just have the worst life ever.
And it's that come across as more ridiculous and contrived. This just, it felt natural, it flowed, everything made sense. You understood a real sense of struggle with this character. Yeah. This was really good. Barry Jenkins, I think as a filmmaker, I really hope this guy has a big future because
Yeah.
really
This
fucking
is
awesome,
the
guy.
movie that's going to put him into the
I hope-
spotlight.
yeah, I really
just
hope
hope
he-
that he continues to make
and
these
give me some-
genuine, heartfelt
Don't
movies. You know?
fall into the bullshit trap of too much money, please.
No. Just
stay
keep
here.
making your genuine movies,
Yeah,
Jed.
just make your story.
You
tell
will
your
be
thing.
like the new. You will be like the
John
African
Singleton?
American equivalent of like Yasujiro Ozu. Hopefully,
Right, or something like that.
making these really heartfelt movies that
Yeah.
people will look back at
Yeah.
decades to come.
Yeah.
And Moonlight is the start fit for me. Like
Yeah.
I would say, like I haven't
And
seen his previous movie.
as you say,
I can't wait to.
As you say, you make a big comparison there, but that is not an overstatement. That is not hyperbole on your part. I don't think it's hyperbolic to say that he's like a new black Ozu.
Yeah.
Right? Is that hyperbolic? I don't think so. Ozu is great in retrospect.
Yeah, he
That's the
is.
important part.
I might love all his movies, but
Yeah.
I love the heart and the
Exactly.
genuine,
And you have to watch
genuineness.
because actually I had people at the time like, oh, what's this? And so on.
Oh,
so.
Tokyo Story is the most boring movie
Yeah, or some
ever.
shit like that. I can imagine people at the time saying that, especially the nature, the war, and the culture, and especially how you look at it. This movie work. Sorry.
Yeah. So guys,
yeah, I recommend.
please give this movie a
Yeah,
watch.
once it get
You'll
a
be like,
chance,
oh well,
the
this
second-
is boring and
No, the
contrived,
second,
and
the second this comes out on a Blu-ray or whatever it is, get it.
yeah,
Get it.
get buy this shit,
Yeah.
watch it over again if you didn't understand it. Please spread the word. This
Yeah,
is
it's
a
strong.
great movie.
Really, really strong. Yeah.
I can't wait to see what nominations this get. It could get a Best Picture nomination, but
no,
I kind of doubt it
Well,
as
given
well.
wait, they're going back to the 10 films thing. Are they
No,
still-
I'm talking about like Oscar nominations.
Yeah, 10 films, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's 10 films, then I definitely had to be
Yeah.
more than likely. I can't see it not being in the 10 films if this don't get nominated, especially after the whole last year Oscars. What happened with that?
Of course.
Come on.
But the one, and I'll close things off here, the one nomination I'm hoping this gets is Best Adapted Screenplay. Yes,
Right.
actually, because it's based on a play, actually.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say original, but no, it's actually based on a play. But
Right.
I'm hoping that it gets nominated for that.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
another thing. So we're going to throw this out here to local filmmakers. The people at A24 were heavily involved in actually getting it down here. It's not, so the Studio Film Club people was directly in contact with the people at A24, so that apparently they have good
Yeah.
links. Whoever is in position, please, I really hope that A24 comes to Trinidad and do not squander this opportunity.
No.
You
no,
have the chance.
Please.
Shout out to whoever local filmmakers might have the chance to this. I'm not in that position to do that. Right? I have my own powers that be to answer to. It's not me. It ain't gonna be me working with A24. Please do not do Bazudi again. Shit,
No,
man.
no.
I want. Listen, if somebody could do a Caribbean version of this and something like that, I didn't see not Cutlass. What's the movie that
Play the Devil.
Play the Devil? I didn't see Play the Devil. I heard Play the Devil had something akin to that.
It's similar to that, but
Right, I
more on a provocative level.
Right, I didn't see Play the Devil, but I hope we finally get a Caribbean film, a Trinidadian film, and people at A24 is involved and
Yeah.
actually make something amazing for
Yeah,
us.
so great that they will put their logo
But
on our shit.
But
show.
that's the thing. That's the thing. When I heard that, because this again, I don't think. As far as I know, this is what they said. The people at Studio Film Club said that the people at A24 was directly involved with getting the film down here.
Right.
What I understand. So that's really fucking important.
It is, yeah.
So I hope whoever had to get a link, whoever in some, I'll sell it out myself. I'm being a douchebag right now. Some person who would probably be a big music star who was in a kind of movie and an okay actor a couple years back, and he get the little link. So yeah, okay. Please don't fuck it up. I'm just gonna say that, right? We not beholden to these people,
No.
so we could say that. Right, we're the critics. We are the two Muppets in the balcony.
Yeah.
talking shit.
That's us.
Right, we the two Muppets in the balcony talking shit. We're not directly involved with that, guys. It have a big opportunity with this in the future. Just from local filmmaking. Please give us something.
Yes.
Whatever.
yes.
Don't
Alright.
give us Bazudi again.
All right, let me just see this in closing. As a Trinidadian
Yes.
who loves movies and
Yes.
who one day wants to make his own movies,
Yeah.
filmmakers out there who call themselves local filmmakers, right?
Sell out yourself.
Please watch this movie. Please watch
Yeah.
it carefully and understand
Yes.
that this
How to
movie
do
that
low
was
budget.
made for a budget of $5 million US
Yes. Unless this is what we get.
managed to get a ton of nominations,
Yes.
hopefully a ton of awards and a ton of praise.
Yeah.
It wasn't going out of its way to change the game. It wasn't going out of its way
Tell
to
a
be the
story,
first ever this genre, that genre, whatever. I'm not going to call names.
Yeah.
It wasn't trying to make money. It wasn't trying to be this big blockbuster
People said I
movie.
completely missed the point when it comes to local filmmaking. I
It's
realized
just telling a story,
Yes, right.
telling it as great as it can, and being as universal as it could be. That is what film is about. That is why
And
we
I-
talk about people
listen,
like Ozu.
I have
a
a
man
list-
from Japan can make Tokyo Story and it could still appeal to a person like me in 2017. Yeah, why we can't do that?
Yeah, I have a list of names in my head of people who go and get this opportunity, and they're probably gonna fuck it up. I gotta call nobody, whatever. I know. The thing is, I don't know them that good.
Yeah.
But I just pick up personality. I was like, I get the feeling they're gonna fuck this up.
Yeah.
And they go and get a good chance. I will never go and get a chance again for like 20 years or some bullshit like that. Whatever.
So local filmmakers, local screenwriters, local producers out there,
guys.
let me just make great movies. Let's make movies that we will be studying in film school for 10, 15 years, man. Listen, we can do it. It's possible. And we don't need a huge budget. We don't need to have a bunch of lavish special effects. We don't even need a big musical star in the lead. Just tell a great story. Make great movies. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I have a whole working case study of why it is that people is absolutely fail at making film in Trinidad. I have a whole case study design on this. It's designed.
You should put this out.
I can't put it on because those two. The problem is that
you'll be blacklisted if you do that.
I don't go to that point. But the thing is, I couldn't sell out the experiment. It's one of those you have to design experiments in such a way that nobody have to know is an experiment. It's one of those.
Yeah.
And dude, when I watched this, just seeing every player just undermine and tear up each other in this worst way, I was like, jeez, boy.
Yeah.
And this is without money,
Yeah.
And I was like, jeez, boy, imagine if actual budget going to this now.
And
like, nah, boy, that pressure.
But folks,
we have real power coming through.
Yeah.
I really hope, I could expect within the next 5 years or so, it's 2017 now, by 2020, 2021, I could totally imagine our talent coming out and just the stars go align and we go get a brilliant Trinidadian film, not since BIM.
Yeah.
So,
folks, it's possible, Jay. We believe in local film, I mean, we're talking about American stuff, but we believe in local film, Jay. But, we have to make the great ones. Great movies.
We shout because we love.
We love this shit.
Yes.
All right.
We shout because we love. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on.
We're done.
Next film. Wartime.
So, yes, wartime. So, we're finally going to talk about what could be Mel Gibson's magnum opus, but not exactly, but it's close to it.
No. I still put Passion in Christ as the magnum opus, for me.
I put Braveheart.
Braveheart, right.
Braveheart was
of
the
course,
movie.
right.
But anyway, we're talking about Hacksaw Ridge. It's the latest film from Mel Gibson.
Melly Gibbs.
Who, the last time I saw him was in a criminally underrated movie called Bloodfather.
Right.
Yeah. Wasn't the best thing in terms of story, but his performance in that movie was his stand-up.
Every time, we forget to mention John Peele's movie coming up.
Oh yeah, Get Out.
Get Out. Yes. Anyway, but I was always, every time I think of Mel Gibson, I always think of that bit from Key and Peele. Key and Peele when they in the front, as the two valleys.
Oh right. It's like, oh my god, man, you see what he did there? Oh no, that was so awesome, man. Oh,
that bit is so well done for me. I always laugh at that bit. I did have a whole bit about.
It's good until the heads blow up.
Right. I did have the whole bit with they talk about Mel Gibson, and every time.
What movie do you talk about? Was it Apocalypse 2?
Apocalypse 2. And they talk about Melly Gibbs, racist ass Melly Gibbs.
Yeah.
And you have to keep remembering, they keep hammering around that point about Mel Gibson is one, in my opinion, when you listen to this man, you listen to his dad, right? His dad is like this ridiculous, and it's relevant to this movie. If you listen to the father, he's a traditionalist Catholic. And Mel Gibson's a complete mental patient. Holy shit. But the man...
Sins of the father, kind of.
The man can make a good movie. You can't take that.
Yeah.
This man's a fucking good director.
When it comes to like real visceral stuff, he knows how to do it.
The man is a damn good director. Listen, I love the man since the days of Shane Black. Love him.
Yeah, of course. Lethal Weapon.
Right.
Dude,
love
even before that, dude.
Right.
Mad Max.
Mad Max, right.
And I'll talk about Mad Max, later on.
But this was... I really like this film. I gave it on my runners-up of best of the year. It wasn't in my top 10. But for me, it was strong, powerful film. But because I couldn't get into the character and the nature of the character in terms of his type of fate, that didn't win me over at all.
All right.
That was me. This is where we're going to argue. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not religious, I'm probably going to have the Catholic versus Protestant argument. Because that's where it's coming from. As I say, the running joke for this film, I call it, is Full Metal Jack Chick. Anyone knows who Jack Chick is? Quick run aside. Jack Chick
Who's Jack Chick?
Jack Chick is he's a guy who died recently. He's a really, really, really bizarre, borderline conspiracy theorist, anti-Catholic, I don't know what to call it, anti-political correctness.
Anti.
The guy he's most popular for these comics, these religious comics. there is a story in one of his Jack Chick comics that's almost identical to this movie. There's a guy who's not going to pick up a gun by his fate, and then all the other guys bully him in the army about it. And then he end up saving a bunch of people's lives. And apparently it's based on a true story. And I think this movie is very similar. That's what I immediately thought of when I saw the trailer for the movie.
Okay.
And I realized, oh shit, it's a real story.
Yeah.
About the guy. And I said, oh, that is where Jack Chick got it from. That is where he made the comic about.
Okay.
That is what it felt like. It's Jack Chick is just this evangelical Christian who does these really bizarre comics about. It's these
is it
Rick and Morty
those small comics? Yes, I know them.
Chick tracks.
They all sell them in all
Christian
over. Bookstores.
Right.
You
We call it Chick track. And it's, when you read these, it's like, what the hell is this? So like it comes from it really comes from a kind of really strange mind.
It always hammers you over the head.
Yeah,
there was one that I read about. The first one I ever read was one on like demonic possession.
No, it weird.
And they make it out to be like this real anything
that is against that evangelical Christians demonize, he's make about it. Because he was kind of the running paradigm of that for a long time.
Right.
Especially especially in the 70s and 80s when he had satanic panic back in that time.
Yeah.
He's that. And this film felt like that. It felt like that for me in film form. Now, because I know it's Mel Gibson and I know what I'm getting, I knew what I was getting. So I was telling myself, all right, it's Mel Gibson. But then he decided to still tell a damn good story in the end of the day.
Right.
Especially that last battle sequence.
Yes,
holy
sir.
shit.
Yeah.
Wow, that was some wildness.
All right.
It's like, whoa, they get wild in the end. And I was like, whoa.
Well, all right. Let me run down what it's about, right?
Yeah.
So it's based on the true story of Desmond Doss, who was a combat medic.
Mm-hmm.
He also was a Seventh-day Adventist, and because of his upbringing, and his relationship with his father, played excellently by Hugo Weaving. He was his former World War I soldier.
I studied. I was like, what?
Yeah. So the father in particular is like why like I don't want my sons, because yes, Desmond has a brother as well too.
Right.
I don't want my sons going out into war because he went through war as well too. Yeah. War is hell, all that kind of stuff. And the mother being this this Christian, and she understands the nature of war and all that, but she wants the best for her family and she wants to hold on to her faith and all that kind of stuff. And faith is like the major theme of this movie. So Desmond enlists in the army, and we get some boot camp moments where he's adamant. He's all against not using a firearm at all. So even you go through everything else when it comes to training, but when it comes to like actually learning how to use a rifle, he's like, no, he does not want to touch a rifle at all. No firearms. It's against his religion. All that kind of stuff. Right. And at first people are looking at him like, yeah, he's either a coward or he's crazy. He's a Section 8. We have to kick him out.
Right.
But he really is like, I'm still. He's all about being this combat medic. So he wants to be there. He wants to be in the field. And of course, he ends up being in this really, really brutal war against the Japanese over at Hacksaw Ridge, which is over in Japan, over in Okinawa. And there's like this cliff that you have to climb up, and then once you get on top of that cliff, it's just brutality and chaos and violence. And one thing about the movie, what I like is that, yes, it does play on the whole idea of fate. The whole central theme is fate. Right. But to me personally, I didn't think it was entirely about fate. It was like fate in the middle of this brutal war. Right. Fate in the middle of brutality. Like, how will your fate measure up when you are seeing people around you dying? And I love how the movie really expresses that.
When the rubber hit the road, how are you going to separate the wheat from the chaff, as to use the metaphors?
Yeah. So the character of Desmond Doss, played by Andrew Garfield, which is hopefully the first of two comeback performances right after what happened with the Amazing Spider-Man.
If Andrew Garfield is a Christian in Japan, boy, watch your ass out.
Yeah,
boy.
Perfect choice. Yeah. Perfect casting choice. Yeah. Okay, this is I like when actors do this.
Yeah.
They going through this real good trajectory, and then 1 minute they make a bad movie. It's like, oh, okay, Amazing Spider-Man wasn't really good. And then Amazing Spider-Man 2 comes like, fuck him. And then he redeems himself.
There's the one case where everybody just kind of forget him because he's not to blame for anything with that.
True.
I was never like, wait, fuck Andrew Garfield, ever. Right?
I hated the movie, but
I was more fuck Sony.
It's really their fault.
And at no point I never hated Andrew Garfield at any point. with
Yeah,
this.
he had a likability about
Right,
him, you
and
know.
because I always liked him since Social Network.
Oh,
right?
oh yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I
yes,
thought,
he was
I
fantastic.
actually
in
thought
that.
he was really great in that, and I was
Yeah.
like, and when I heard he was going to be Spider-Man, I was like, oh great, that's a good choice. He's a good actor. Let's see what he do with that.
Yeah,
Movies-
but look at what happened with
yeah, the
Jesse
movie-
Eisenberg, right?
Right, but the movies just dropped dead with
Yeah.
movies dropped dead. In Spider-Man movies just kind of fell flat. They weren't horrible movies. Nowhere near as bad in my opinion as the
As
current.
Battery? Oh.
No, actually, I like Spider-Man 3 more than those movies, kinda. But it's nowhere near as bad as the current crop or DC crap, right?
Oh, of course.
So I was never hating it. I was never whatever. We'll
Yeah.
talk about Hacksaw.
And yeah, I thought that he gave an excellent performance as Desmond Dogs.
Yeah.
He was so likable, so charismatic, Chad.
Right.
Even I really loved the first act where he met his soon-to-be wife, Dorothy, played by Teresa Palmer. Last time I saw her, I believe, was in Lights Out.
Right.
Yeah, she was great in that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I loved that relationship that they had together. It was so
Yeah.
nice. It was so sweet.
Right.
It felt like, and this is one thing I give the movie credit for. It really does feel like an old school movie. It really does feel like
Yeah.
something out of the 40s, you know? It has that kind of feel to it. I'm not just talking about the aesthetic. I'm not talking about, the set design and the costume design, which are fantastic as well. I'm just talking about the overall feel of it.
Right.
The boot camp moments were great as well.
Yeah.
I loved Vince Vaughn as the drill sergeant. At first I was like, wait,
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn though?
You know? Yeah.
But
No,
I-
that's another Nick Kroll moment.
Yeah.
Well, because Vince Vaughn was a serious actor, then turned comedian,
Yeah.
then tried to come back, and in my opinion, he utterly, he had his good moments as a comedy actor. I thought he was actually quite good as old school.
Old School
That's
and
good.
Wedding Crashers was
Right.
great and stuff
But
like
then,
that.
then he started really shit in the bed as a comedy
breakup.
actor. Breakup, the one with Google. That's
Oh,
fucking,
that shit.
Yeah, that was
I
fucking
forgot about
terrible.
that.
Yeah.
What was the name of that?
I forget. The intern or internship or some
Something
shit.
like that.
The
Ugh,
internship or
jeez,
something.
yeah.
Nonsense. And that was just garbage. And then I was like, all right, time for you to go back to do serious roles. I don't know if you could do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was
Yeah,
alright in
and
this.
this one he was great
Yeah, he
though.
was alright in
I was
this.
getting a Arlie Ermy vibe, if
Right.
you remember him.
Yeah.
He was like the standout drill sergeant guy from Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Which still remains one of my all-time favorite
Yeah,
movies.
that's what he tap
Yeah.
into. He had to tap into a decent war narrative.
Yeah.
And
And what I like is
guys-
that he didn't play the over-the-top expletive,
Right.
drenched character that Ermy was playing.
Yeah.
But he was close to it. He was drilling these soldiers. It was
Right.
like he wasn't taking no shit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't to the point that he was like demeaning these characters, mentally, like how that character did in Full Metal Jacket. But I got
Yeah.
that vibe. But yeah, as soon as the war stuff starts,
Yeah.
I would say like in the intro, I like how in the beginning of the movie, that slow-mo motion, the montage basically.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love like even from the beginning of the movie, you got the idea of this is not gonna be no PG-13 shit. This guy that raw, gritty,
it's Mel
bloody,
Gibson. It's Mel Gibson. Come on.
entrails
You know you're
spilling
get-
out
you
kind
know-
of shit.
You know you're getting.
Yeah, and I was reminded, of course, like We Were Soldiers, which
Right.
was a war movie that I'm not sure if he directed, but I know he starred in it, and that movie was graphic.
Right.
There was this one moment where a guy got napalmed. I never forgot that
Yeah.
scene. It's burned into my memory. And you got stuff like that in this movie where guys got burnt alive, Dread.
Right.
People running, all that kind of shit. But what made this movie special is that the fact that Andrew Garfield's character, he's still holding on to that faith in God, and
Right.
but it wasn't really so much about the faith in God. It's just really about the idea of him not holding this rifle. He didn't want to kill anybody. It was just about helping people out.
Yeah,
At first I was like, oh well, you're just going to be in this war
Right.
trying to avoid getting shot, and you kind of got that in the second act.
Right.
But it's really in the third act where he's like, yo, it still have our comrades out there that need help.
Right.
And he goes out there and saves them. That's when it really hit me. I mean, the war scenes hit my hard, but it's really when he went there, that's when I got inspired. I was like, yeah, this is a special movie, and I would say, hands on before I get to what you had to say, this is probably one of the best war movies I've seen. Period.
It's
really.
well, but it's okay. So
Because of how different.
I'm not pulling.
and
I'm
special
not
it was.
pulling any points from that.
Right.
Not about that.
But what's your issue?
So the beef part. Here's the thing. So I don't think we can have this discussion properly until we see Silence. And is the nature of fate and how much skin in the game you put in with respect to fate.
Right.
And how you handle this. So this guy, it comes across too much like a martyr complex, for me. That's how I saw it. I couldn't help but see it, and again, it's probably again the whole Catholic versus Protestant narrative of how it is you decide to approach fate, and look at this. Is it direct? He's a 7 days Adventist, so it's like it's that. And I suppose I've been prejudiced in that way, but I just couldn't empathize with character in that workable sense, because it's like you're putting yourself in that much danger. Yeah, you save the people, but it's like that's just happenstance in that way now.
Right.
And that's how I felt about it.
You really do see him in a ton of dangerous
exactly. And then
situations.
on top of that, because the part you say that it's completely sweet and saccharine, that saccharine juxtaposition just comes across as, yeah, it just comes across. I felt a little contrived on his part, and it's because it's Mel Gibson and that's the whole thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I understand.
That poisoned the discussion a little bit. But again, we'll have to have the conversation with silence when we see silence.
Once you see that.
When we see silence, and then we'll compare it to this film.
The way how fate is
treated. A better discussion about this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I understand because it's easy for anybody watching this show to be like, well, dude, you have a whole bunch of people aiming at you. Grab a gun and do something.
No, that's the
you
thing.
don't have to worry about, you're going to go to hell if you shoot one Japanese soldier.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the statistics of it. And that's the problem. Is that it does happen. No, again, is it possible that this guy, again, if you look at it from...
if he's like crazy?
That's the thing. It's not crazy so much as this, but it's this kind of borderline crazy, what I call crazy brave. It's this, he just go in whole hog, and yes, it is skin in the game in that sense. The guy could have been torn to shreds quite easily.
Yeah. But I kind of see what I mean, where it's almost like, well, I don't have to worry because the Lord has blessed me.
That's my thing. Is this,
you have to be rational. You have to do something. And
that's the thing. I have my own 2 cents about this. I have what I call it this kind of absolute platonic aspect of it. And have people who they're willing to go off the cliff with it. And it works because the character is consistent. But at the same time, it's not, as I say, fate is not fate unless it's true works.
Fear through action is...
Right, that is a butchering the quote.
Yeah.
But the point is, I can't have this conversation until I see silence.
Yeah.
Because I'll just be coming from that perspective, and I don't know if silence is perfect. Silence could have a bunch of problems in it. You might end up getting overshadowed in that way. Right. But it's just that comparison of how you'll treat fate in the world.
Right.
And what kind of reasoning you have to take.
But here's the argument.
At face value, if I reject it on this, I'll say, well, the character has compromised himself. And that's the whole point. The character is a complete uncompromising character. So if you look at it from that standpoint, that's how you see it. Yeah. But to me, I see it as, but this is just more foolhardy than anything.
Right.
And that's how I see it.
Here's the thing.
Again, I can't help but see the matter complex.
All right. Now, here's the thing, right? Because it's based on a true story, and it's just so fascinating because...
That don't undermine the story at all. That's part of it. That's fine. But my thing is that, that could have played out a different way totally. That's how I see it. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
But you can make the argument that, yes, based on a true story, and most of the things, as unbelievable as it may seem, did happen.
No, that's not part of my
argument.
Okay. That's not part of my argument, about, the character unrealistic or written. No. Real people operate like this all the time.
All right, so you're just wondering why... Why are you painting this guy as this hero?
No, I'm not denying that either. This is the point.
Okay, all right. Now again, just explain.
That's the problem. It's hard for me to embellish this argument before seeing... that's the problem. I kind of poison the well a little bit, but I want to see silence and how they handle that aspect of fate. Because Liam Neeson's character is something very important with him in the story.
All right.
However, but the point I'm trying to make about the nature of fate and how it is you approach life, you have no problem sacrificing yourself for the greater good. You're going to heaven, ultimate reward, blah, blah. However, because guys like me don't see the world like that, I'm the kind of guy who clearly pick up the gun. I'm not a religious person in that sense. But even if I was the kind of person that didn't want to compromise in this way, it still was something that I couldn't embellish him as being a figure that you should really look up to.
I see.
Now, that's the important part about and you could go into the history about sainthood. Sainthood is, you only have a handful of people that could get away with that, with sainthood. You look at sainthood in its history, and you have to paint the person perfect. Like, okay, in all saints work because you don't know who they were as people and whatnot, right? That's talking from a Catholic perspective. But modern people, when you know the real story, it's like, why are they saints? These people are kind of shitty people, in a sense.
I understand.
Perfect example.
Like St. Pablo. Or St. Paul. Yeah, well.
No. And that's all. I'm talking about like modern people. Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa is a person that a whole chunk of people could easily paint a bad picture about her. She's not the nice person that we see her, so and so. But the people still put her as this figure. And that's how I kind of see it. It's this narrative that I have a distrust of him being a quote-unquote pure character.
Right. And because of how the movie kind of paints him as that.
Right. And I have a distrust of that. the movie still works.
Yeah.
Because he is a completely consistent character. I'm not trying to deny that it is unrealistic, but it's improbable.
Right.
That's the problem.
Now, here's where I think things might get bad for a movie like this, at least from my perspective as a Christian.
Right.
Now, I would say this right off the bat. I saw Passion in Christ once.
Right.
I did not love the movie.
Right.
It's not a movie that I'll ever watch again because
Okay.
it just
Too much,
scarred
yeah.
me for life.
Yeah,
I
too
don't need
much,
to
yeah.
see it again.
Yeah.
It didn't make me cry, but I could never wrap my head around why people always watch this movie every Good Friday. It's
Yeah.
always like this given.
No,
you have to watch this thing.
No, okay.
Well, that's a
Okay.
little
Yeah,
bit
go
first,
through,
right?
go through.
So, case in point. So every time leading up to Good Friday, TBN, right? You know.
No, yeah, I'm
right,
familiar, yeah.
would always show this movie raw and uncut, right?
No, yeah, fine.
Every Sunday night 9 o'clock,
yeah,
they
yeah.
always show it, right? Even though it's rated R for brutal violence, right?
Right.
They say it right off the bat. And a movie like that, I remember showed in Trinidad for all ages, right? PG
No, yeah,
advice.
yeah.
5 weeks straight. People went and see this, right?
Yeah.
People loved it, cried, went back again. I can't wrap my head around why you would watch this brutality again and
Right.
again and again, right? Now I have this fear in a movie like Hacksaw Ridge, which once again directed by the same person who did Passion in Christ,
Yeah.
because of the whole Christian theme,
Right,
the
you're gonna get
subjects of
that,
it.
yeah.
People are gonna be like, we should all go and see this movie because it promotes Christianity and this is what a real Christian is about.
Right.
It's about you see the danger that
Right,
he was
right,
in
right.
and
Yeah,
all this
yeah,
kind of
I get
stuff.
all of that.
I really don't want this movie to do it because this is what I like the movie for, the fact that it wasn't. This is what I praise the movie for. Yes, it's centered on this guy, and you can say what you want about. Oh yes, we should all be like this guy, and he's the perfect Christian. But it really shows the horrors and the brutality of
Yeah.
war. It does not shy away from it.
Right.
That's what I love the movie for. So
right.
yes, you can
So
say what you
yeah,
want
yeah,
about Desmond Dodds,
Yeah, no, yeah,
but
yeah,
the
yeah,
war
yeah,
itself that
yeah.
he was around
you
was
hit up on,
hell.
No, you hit up on a really good point, and with respect.
Yeah.
And again, with silence, we have to talk about it. We can't have a full conversation. That's
Yeah,
why-
until we see
Guess
silence.
what? We will stop this part of the argument here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say my last point on it, and then we'll give you a rating.
Right.
There is a kind of selective sense of masochism. Much like how the matter complex exists, there's a kind of selective sense of masochism in Christian culture, especially the small churches, that I have a massive distrust of. Because it's a kind of strange spreading, I don't know what to call it, but it's a kind of strange spreading of, well, you should kind of be against society and you had to do your own thing. Yeah, maybe, but then you realize, wait, you're still falling victim to its own narrative.
Yeah.
Right. And it's up to you how you're going to pick that. You could fall on either side, because that's a flip of the coin. It's either you accept that or you don't. I don't think it have no logical jump. There's a leap to faith. That's how I see that. That is one of those leap to faith things. And that has split people.
Leap of faith or leap to faith?
No, leap to faith.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, that's a mistranslation, because I'm using the term leap to faith as the old Søren Kierkegaard, again, I've been a philosophy nerd.
Yeah.
It's a mistranslation of the original Danish. That's why I say leap to faith.
All right.
Not leap of faith. It's a position you just have to accept and go to. You're not making an action. You jump into a position.
I see.
That's quick, just aside.
Yeah.
Whatever. Point is one of those things that's totally split our room in terms of how people take religion seriously. You either take it in this way, this is how this film will do it, and then I can imagine how silence might take it. Right? This is how I imagine silence might take it. I haven't seen the film yet, so I've just given that warning.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to stop the argument. Leave it there.
Okay. Now we can get the rate, right? So personally, what I would say is that I don't think that the movie is telling people, yes, Christianity is not that. It's not a propaganda piece
Right.
at all. Well, or maybe it's not. I'm not saying. Or you can kind of interpret it as, this is once again Mel Gibson doing this whole self-flagellation thing where,
Maybe.
he has to make the
That's the
viewer
thing, is he and the father,
go
Joe.
through a set of suffering and torture, just like Passion Christ, just
Yeah.
like Apocalypse, which I still love. It's probably
Yeah.
one of my all-time favorite Mel Gibson directed movies. Where you always have to see the character go through hell and
Right,
torture,
right.
and then you come out of it like, yeah, I made it. So it's kind of like Mel Gibson kind of going through it himself, and he wants the viewer to go through the same thing. You could kind of interpret it like that, but for me, I just seen it as a movie. I thought it was excellent. I love the cinematography, the music,
Right.
the acting, even right down to people like from Sam Worthington.
Yeah, hard.
You know,
I was
like,
like,
just
what?
just great performances
Hard.
throughout.
When I see here, I was like, but I don't know if I heard this. Would he have?
Yeah, there
You
were
know?
moments where like I didn't even know he
Yeah,
was in this show.
like
You
a
know?
word.
Yeah. I thought that the character of Desmond Dodds was played excellently by Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
But to me personally, I did not think that the movie was hammering you over the head and saying, yes, this is how being a Christian is. Be a Christian. It's
Yeah,
not
there's-
doing that.
and
It's
it's-
just this
yeah.
character and how he acted
Yeah.
in this war, and he was a hero, and you
Right.
should acknowledge the fact that he's a hero.
Right.
His religion does not have much, is far from the point.
Okay.
but still he's a hero all the same.
Right.
So yeah, it's about that.
Right. I give this one. All right. Where's your rating? Sorry.
Yeah, a rating I would give this lighter, decent 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Right.
This would have made my top 10 easily.
Okay.
Except of course I saw it in 2017. But
Okay.
to me, this is one of the best war movies ever.
Okay.
I would put this along the line of like, Full Metal Jacket, Apocalypse
Right.
Now, those great movies.
Yeah.
And because you could tell Mel Gibson was trying to go for, that old school, that gritty, that real standout war movie kind of vibe, and that going
Right.
for the lavish Michael Bay-esque kind
Right.
of thing. That's what really made it stand out. And I think this will go down, like I say, as one of the greats in terms of war films. This is one that people are going to be look back and be inspired by. Not just because of the religious
Right.
undertones, but just
Right.
because of the heroism and the courage. And just the mere fact that Mel Gibson, as a director, just said, I'm going to show you war in all of its
Right.
brutality, and I don't care.
And as I say, this is one of the examples of how to do your Christian movies. Your Christian movies, you could take several approaches, not Kirk Cameron.
Yes,
Not
yes.
God is not dead rubbish.
Yeah, don't dumb it
Not
down
stripping
and
it.
show
What
wars,
what you
that is
do-
bad,
what you
that
do
is
you
brutal,
just carry,
show
you,
it.
You carry, you carry the situation of how dark something could get,
Yeah.
and then say, look, Jesus is doing you, you can pull yourself out of this. Now here's the kicker. As I say, I think there's a certain pathology in his type of fate, but that is more my opinion.
Yeah.
That doesn't, my rating of the film, and that influenced my ranking of the film over my top 10. However, as a ranking of the film, I have to give this one very, very high movie tone.
I thought you were going to say IMAX, just for
No,
those
no,
shots.
no,
though.
no, no, no.
Some great
no.
cinematography in
No,
this.
yeah,
by
it's
the way.
solid. I suppose I should have seen it in IMAX, but I didn't think it's a movie that you should.
Oh, yeah, kill out yourself to see
No,
that?
yeah,
No,
exactly.
no.
In my head, I was like, no, it's a very high movie tone.
Yeah.
Solid damn film. Look, Melly Gibbs come through again.
Yeah, the man
Come through
came
again.
back to
And
come back.
this could get some nominations. It's quite possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say best film, but
Nah,
definitely
nah.
best. Oh, the sound design in this movie was
So once you do
excellent as well,
war,
too.
you had to do sound design.
Yeah.
Sound design, people go and get a thing.
Yeah, the war scenes in particular, the way how the sound designs, especially like
Right.
the bullets, whizzing in the air and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, was fantastic.
Yeah.
What else? Cinematography could get. Andrew Garfield could get a nom.
Right.
Writing, I guess, screenplay, I guess, could get one.
we'll see.
Maybe not so much. I don't see it get like a best picture.
No.
It could get a nomination, but that not.
We don't
gonna-
know. We'll find out.
Nah. Oh, and I forgot to mention, guys. I forgot to mention one particular shot in this movie that instantly reminded me of the Road Warrior.
Right.
I'm not gonna say what shot it is,
Yeah.
but if you know the
I
Road Warrior, you know
do-
George Miller stuff.
I didn't notice it, but
When I saw it, I was like, yeah, and I got a vibe of
Yeah.
like like how Clint Eastwood learned a lot from Sergio Leone.
You're right.
So you'd always kind of reference him in
Yeah.
terms of his movies,
Yeah.
especially how violence is treated. So this one, with from Braveheart moving forward, the way how violence is treated,
Yeah.
the way how this one character kind of stood up against.
I didn't notice.
many.
I didn't notice
I
shot
got
while
that too.
I didn't notice the shot while seeing it, but I saw it on is either Facebook or Reddit.
Yeah,
One of those, and the person pointed at it, like, oh, cool.
Yeah, like
guys,
I was
cool.
thinking, draw the movie. I was thinking, yeah, look at how far,
Right.
Mel Gibson as a director, reached and having it start with George Miller and the
Right.
Mad Max trilogy.
Yeah.
But then seeing that shot again, I was like, yeah, boy, that's a perfect homage right there. I love that.
All right, that's it.
Yeah.
What else we gonna talk about
Yeah,
here?
but-
Oh well, surprise, Batman v Superman sweep the Razzies.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, well, sweep nominations to the Razzies. I don't think the awards came out yet, but
No, I think it's coming out later this month.
yeah, but I heard it's like a
can't wait.
bunch of it get nominated for almost everything because people is like I think the film press in particular really hated that movie.
Yeah, but please give
And it
worst
was-
supporting actor to Jesse
For
Eisenberg
real.
for that stupid ass
Nonsense.
depiction of what Lex Luthor, what the fuck
yeah,
that was.
Yeah, whatever. Next.
Yeah. Anyway, stuff to look forward to
As I
this month. Fortunately, we getting some really good shit.
We're getting Triple X this month, right?
Yeah, I actually gonna watch it.
Okay,
I
I'm
don't
gonna see
care.
that
I
myself.
will
I'm gonna
watch it
see that
because it's
myself.
Vin Diesel
Right.
back in the role,
finally
not
get to-
Ice-T
I
anymore.
finally get to make the effort to go see La La Land.
Yeah. Nocturnal Animals is
right.
coming out, so you could check that
I'll
out.
watch
We
it,
reviewed
yeah.
it last year.
Right, cool.
Live by Night, which
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about. It looks good, but I hear
I heard bad
things
news about it. But it's Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Do your Ben Afflecks.
Hidden Figures, of course.
Right.
La La Land, definitely.
Yeah.
I am
Big hype for
psyched
that.
as hell for that.
Yeah, I mean, I am an absolutely huge fan of Whiplash.
Yes, me too.
Everybody
Love that movie.
Love that movie. Totally worked for me. Dread that. I mean, just that movie throughout.
That final
just
sequence,
A good character.
my God.
Yeah, that's a good character piece.
Best
of,
editing win
yeah.
deserved.
I mean, that's a good character piece on the nature of obsession, and it just totally worked.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
We're getting Patriots Day as well.
Right, I'm gonna see that.
I'm gonna see that.
I'm gonna give that a
I'm
chance.
hoping it's not. Well, I think when I see that, I could really say whether it was better or as good as Deepwater Horizon.
Right.
Because Deepwater Horizon
right.
was great, but not like, oh my god, top 10 for me. But Patriots Day, a lot of people put it on the top 10
Right.
best. A couple of people I know put it on the worst, but I'll
That's
see
the
for
thing
myself.
with Patriot Day is one of those that, here the thing, is one of those, when you embellish a story, people just hate that shit.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, because from what I understand, the Mark Wahlberg's character is a total fake character. You just make him up. Just to stitch together the events now.
Because why not? Hollywood.
And then and on top of that, it's to push the whole terrorist narrative. Now people still pushing this narrative of, well, terrorism is this big organized thing, and it's like, no, it's just a bunch of people who just kind of get through, and then there's a bunch of fuck ups when you think about it.
Yeah,
that's what I understand.
Exactly.
So it's one of those movies. If you buy into the terrorist narrative, to me, most terrorist narrative is security theater. It's bullshit. It's like, oh, they're not as organized as you think they are. Most of it is statistically unlikely. The events of 9/11, unless you're falling victim to conspiracy theories, the events of 9/11 was a complete fluke. That shit, that was like pure luck. A set of things could have happened. They even did lock the damn door in the planes. That would be it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of shit that just...
all kind of stuff you could
and
argue
people
about.
just want to hold on to this narrative of 80... Because you have two bullshit narratives in 9/11. One is, well, it's this big orchestration by the Bush administration, which is not true. But the second one is that, well, the terrorists is this big, organized, smart group of people that know what they're doing. It's like, no, a lot of that is actually quite not true. A lot of it is that most terrorist efforts is actually fall through all the time.
Yeah.
Statistically.
Yeah.
That is my thing. And so to embellish this narrative, to embrace security terror, I am so sick of that shit, personally. But I heard from as an action film, it works. So whatever.
It's an action film. I more see it
the-
as a drama, really.
But the whole drama terrorism,
Yeah.
and it's Mark Wahlberg need to, kick ass, 9/11 fantasy crap now.
Yeah.
I get tired of that shit, frankly. We had to move on from that joke. Jeez, boy. Whatever.
Right. We're also getting Silence.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it stays
Very-
in January. Please keep it in January. I want to see it in January.
Right.
Fences, same thing.
Yeah.
Keep it
I'm
in
gonna see that,
January,
yeah.
please.
There's some good movies.
Yeah. And
Fences, I'm going to review that
Yeah.
most likely next week. We're gonna see that.
and maybe if I'm drunk enough and somebody persuade me to, I might check out that final Resident Evil movie.
Hey, listen, I had a... You know what's kind of pissed off?
Although they had me at the third one,
No, I was
after
kinda-
the third one, I
I was
just
kinda-
stopped giving a shit.
I was kind of pissed off. I'm going to see Resident Evil, but maybe, and then Underworld. That's our next...
Yeah,
I'll
Underworld
call-
is out in theaters right now,
I'll call
but
required.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Nah.
Yeah, neither.
They had me at part 3. That was
Yeah,
it.
that is it. All right,
Yeah,
so,
all right, so-
Matthew, sir, where can you find you?
We're doing me first. Okay, well, you
Nice.
could find me on Twitter. You can look for me, Legally Black, MJB. MJB are in capital letters. Also, you can find me on Facebook. Just look for my name, Matthew Bailey. And also look for a Legally Black official fan base where you'll see the link to this podcast, as well as the others that I've done, of course, last year and year before.
Right.
And my written reviews as well.
Right.
And also, don't forget to, support
Patreon.
me on Patreon.
Lovely.
The link for the Patreon will be on my Twitter and Facebook.
Great.
The 2 Facebook pages as well.
I'm a good
Ricardo, where can we find you online, man?
Passat, RMEDDY on Twitter. That is at RMEDDY, at RMEDDY on Twitter. And then you could just type in my name on Facebook and I'll be fine with it. I have no Instagrams, I don't take pictures because I have horrible, I have a fantastic face for radio.
Yeah. Me too, actually.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm also on Instagram as well, too.
Yeah,
but you'll
I
just
don't
find
use it.
pictures of like what
Bullshit.
Blu-rays that I
Yeah,
buy
you won't see
because
me. Yeah.
I just like to do things that other people ain't doing. So,
Right.
you took a selfie today. Oh, that's nice.
Nah.
Well, fuck it. I have Braveheart on Blu-ray.
And I don't
Fuck
have this, unfortunately, I don't have, figure looking of 34, 26, 34. So nobody want
I
to
do,
see,
right? Yes.
nobody want to see my skinny ass in any pictures. I can look good in a suit sometimes, maybe.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, so, but as I said before, Braveheart and Blu-ray, I'm actually feeling to go and watch that. So
Right, yeah.
That's one of the
Melly
perfect thing to
Gibbs,
watch.
Melly Gibbs bring back my violence. I
come
want to
back.
see him get quartered.
Yeah.
I want to see Melly Gibbs get quartered again. No, actually, I could, I'll watch back Patriot. I actually like that one.
Yeah, Patriot was great as
Yeah,
well.
solid.
Too, but
little too similar to Braveheart,
but-
but still like.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say. So once again, guys, good morning, good
Bye-bye, everyone.
afternoon.
Bye-bye.
Hey, yeah. So once again, guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you listen to this. This was Matthew Bailey and
Ricardo Medina.
we're signing off from another episode of Bears Beats and Bailey. So all the best for 2017, guys. Take care. Bye. Later.
Right.